Hey everybody, Rose Matter here. Welcome to part 4 of my Disco Elysium playthrough. Last episode, I wrapped up day 1. Had quite a bit happen. Met up with the union leader, Evrart, I believe was his name, and he basically strong-armed me into agreeing to help him out with taking care of, what did he call him, like a weasel? In exchange for helping me out with taking the body down and also retrieving my gun, because that's gone. And after a surprisingly good autopsy of the body, we had a little powwow with Kim, and now we're starting off day 2, and there is a lot to do. I still have to talk to the Wild Pines representative. I totally forgot to talk to her in the last, the first day, so that's going to be my priority, and a bunch of other things as well that we kind of need to wrap up. So I'm really excited to jump back into it, see what happens in day 2. Let's go. Okay, yeah, so we left off with, I believe, the union people are here. Oh, we've got the gardeners inside. But Kim said, let's maybe not talk to them right now, so we're gonna not do that. But
just a moment.
Lena's here. The old woman turns back to the cafeteria manager.
And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
It's weird to hear Guard actually sound nice to someone, mostly because he's just been talking to me. The cafeteria manager appears genuinely apologetic.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway.
Oh, maybe I can use the phone at the union
glad to
place.
See you again, dear.
What do you need, Lena?
The lady is distressed. Perhaps something more upbeat might cheer her up.
Okay, howdy, Lena, what's kicking?
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the whirling's phone.
I love how familiar I am, like, hey, howdy, Lena.
A faint smile tells you she appreciates the effort, but at the moment her mind is on more serious matters.
The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there, or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
All right, what's wrong with the phone
The
line?
manager was vague about it.
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into later. Ask God, maybe.
Why do you need to use the phone anyway?
To let the young woman who's house sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morell, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night.
Oh no.
They're still missing, and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morell.
Damn, this sounds more like a side thing. Like, yeah, your husband's missing, but that's not really my problem. Oh no, albeit, has your husband gone missing before?
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his
No, man, we're totally gonna
so
find your husband
carefully.
dead, aren't we?
But you have more important things to worry about.
She glances out the window towards the bay. What is this expedition your husband was on?
Just some field work, sweetie. Morell is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were
Well, it
just
looks like we've
going
got a
down the
new thing
coast
to do.
across the water lock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
The waterlock. That was broken.
Oh.
Could this be it?
Who's this Gary person? Do you trust him?
Oh, sweetie, it's nothing like that. Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's
Oh, yeah,
life
that's
any
right, because
day.
I went to go and check that yesterday, or, yeah, the previous night, and they said I think it'd be back up on Wednesday, and today's Monday. The water lock to the other side of the coast is broken. They're probably just stuck over there.
Oh my. What happened to the water lock?
Probably just a technical problem.
Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful. To both of
Yay!
you. You've spared me another sleepless
I mean, Kim,
night.
no offense, Kim, you didn't do much. I actually found all this out while you were sleeping.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband.
This will surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery with that extremely rare insect. Yes, some left-field scientific research is exactly what you need right now. Funk up that vanilla murder investigation.
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the water lock's been repaired. And it's cold out there.
All right, if I see him, I'll let him know you're here when or if I get there.
Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
Oh my gosh, should I really? There's a lot of stuff. Damn it, I can't help myself because there's been times where I've, started a conversation and gone into detail thinking it's not going to do much, but it ends up being important. So your husband is some kind of
Oh,
scientist?
yes. A zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise.
What is cryptozoology?
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological
Damn,
beasts
Kim,
and
tell her
urban
how you
legends.
really feel. The lieutenant sounds unimpressed.
That's one opinion, yes. And people are entitled to their opinions.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious. Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
The quality of research at Revacholian universities has been on the decline, but you doubt there was ever a time when cryptozoology was embraced by the academic elite. She's completely internalized her husband's struggles.
Oh, okay.
They are her own.
Damn, okay. So, it's high, but I failed a couple of high percentage ones last time, but it is a white check, so I can retry it if anything.
There's
Yeah.
really no point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work. Go on and ask.
Oh boy. Hey, Lena, I'd like to hear about some of the cryptids you've studied. Kim is just probably sitting here like, oh my god, no, dude, we have so much more important things to do than have you talk about cryptids with this lady.
Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could really use the company too.
One cryptid, not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza.
All right, just one cryptid, promise. I like that Kim spoke up. He's like, he could just see the time slipping by.
He nods and assumes a waiting posture. Ooh, tough choice there.
Ooh, okay. Biggest, tiniest, dangerous. Is there a cryptid on this pen you gave me? Are there any invisible cryptids? Let's say most dangerous.
The gnome of Jeroma. Oh, yes. None of its victims survived. Grieving relatives never even found
Maybe
their
I should have asked about
bodies
the one on the
because
pen.
gnome's venom dissolved organic tissue.
What did this cryptid look like?
It was reportedly a small creature with webbed fingers and a protruding forehead and an ungainly little thing. Quite scary to look at. A couple of campers found it when it was already dying. They heard an odd wailing in the woods and followed the sound. They were scared and wrapped it in tarpaulin to suffocate it. It still took the gnome of Jeroma an entire day to die.
If the body of the creature was found, why aren't there detailed illustrations of it in science textbooks, confirming the existence of this very little species?
Alas, the first scientist who got his hands on the creature's corpse put it in a jar of formaldehyde, thinking that would detoxify the gnome's venom. Instead, all the venom leaked out of the creature's teeth and into the surrounding liquid, dissolving the creature itself. A poetic end, perhaps, but a real loss for science.
Alas, always alas, and then it was gone. Isn't that overly convenient?
Oh boy, seems very convenient and it just disappeared, nothing like it was seen again.
I understand your skepticism, but that's what happens with things that are rare and stand out. Their disappearance is most memorable, and they are least
Okay,
likely to
I
be
did
found
promise
again.
Kim we are going to just talk about one cryptid, and I'm going to.
Of course, dear.
But I will ask about Morell at least.
Oh, dear. I'm not sure where to begin. Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
It's always a challenge to describe the person you know best in the world.
Okay, let's try again. If I were to try to meet him on the street, what would I look for?
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame, and he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him. even if he's not out in the reeds, you know, just in case.
How long have you been
We'll
married?
be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more.
I like her.
somehow.
All right, and we're really going into the into depth here. How did the two of you meet?
By a dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident, and he'd just divorced. We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
I hope I've been useful.
Okay, what about the rare insect?
Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating. But I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
Yeah, maybe we'll leave it for now.
Of course, dear.
All right, that's all for now. Okay. Well, that was a lot of time already. Let's talk to this woman. This is what I studied law for. Interesting. Okay, the woman says to the crowd in the mess hall before turning to
You
you.
seem a little different today. Less hospitable.
You are far from home, Lieutenant. This isn't a district known for its love of self-proclaimed militiamen.
All right, I mean no trouble. I'm just here to do my job. That's all.
Not a muscle moves in her face, but her eyes trace yours.
I'm not going in there yet.
Stern,
I am not going in there yet.
perceptive.
You are looking for Titus Hardy, who you think has information on a murder the RCM is investigating. You want to interview him.
Oh wow, she's just right up front. Okay, she points to the man standing in the middle of the
That's
room.
Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming. Nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her. Could this be the Miss Beaufort that easily
Oh shit, I didn't even make that connection, Elizabeth. Lizzie, are you Lizzie? Elizabeth, Miss Beaufort.
I suggest not wasting time on trivial pleasantries and focusing on why you are actually here.
I didn't
Titus
make that
Hardy.
connection.
You caught her off guard. Push her some more.
All right, easy. Leo told me about you. He likes to talk a lot.
You are not here to chat up the legal counsel. You are here to question these men.
You set the pace and the topic of these conversations here. Establish that.
All right, he said Mr. Evrart sent you to law
I
school.
represent the union and these men here. Don't make this personal.
A very minor victory.
All right, what if I want to talk to you?
What you want is of no significance, officer.
Damn,
Don't
very different
test
from
your
yesterday.
authority. In Martinez, you are no one.
I saw what you were thinking. You want to say, what are you going to do to me? Don't. Just because it's in your head doesn't mean you have to say it. You will not lose out on anything good by not saying it.
What's your role in all this?
Obviously, I'm a lawyer, a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union. I would urge you to consider what you say to my clients. Aggressive, you make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers.
Just dock workers? Do dock workers spy on the police? We let you off easy, miss. Don't think it will happen again.
Listen, you moral intern lackeys.
Damn.
You're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards.
Fuck yeah.
The tall, broad-shouldered man takes a sip of his beer.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders.
Oh boy, okay, we can get into the politics here. The world needs a financial buffer zone. No need to get emotional. The privatization is not unlawful. It's cool and funny. Maybe you're just not historic individuals. I don't know where you heard that, but it's wrong. The RCM is principled and strong, unlike you socialists. I liked that. Good start. Let's take it a step further. Armed uprising. What are the union's plan? I'm gonna puss out a little bit.
Let's.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave that for now, and we will head on out. Oh, can we talk to this guy? I think was he passed out before? I think so, last night. Oh, okay, never mind. All right, so I think we're gonna make the priority. We're gonna talk to the woman, the Pines representative. Go faster. Come on. Actually, I think a good thing to do would maybe be to actually... there was some stuff we could do the next day, huh? Run the number. Oh, yeah, that's right. Call Alice back for info on the armor. Gosh, there's a whole lot, isn't there? Wow. I could return Lena's pin, but I do want to hold on to that because just in case, you know, like, I paid up for... Oh, I talked to this guy? I paid up for this day, but not the next day. Here I am being like, I need to talk to the Wild Pines representative, and I'm just getting pulled away into a completely different direction.
A simple little cadence. He seems to be making it up as he goes.
From another planet. Hey there.
What's going on here?
It's the jam, my man.
Motions towards the sprawl of lorries with a sweeping gesture.
The air from the east is thick with the smell of crude oils, heavy metals and other byproducts of the modern era. You can almost taste it.
What's the
It's a
jam?
traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. No explanation given. Workers on strike, scabs agitating, an all-around clusterfuck. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days. Upon days.
Limbo, huh? So that's where I am.
Yeah, exactly.
It's official. He too agrees. This is the antechamber of the afterlife.
How long have you been here?
Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes of mazout.
Extravagantly phrased, but I can roll with it.
Yeah.
A lot of
imagine.
people
It's been a
in
whole
this
week
game have a
already.
very flowery way of talking.
Behind the laugh, however, a touch of sorrow.
So tell me, what do you need?
Money, please! Give me money! Tell me more about this strike.
It's like whatever's going on over at the docks. Workers got a blockade set up, making demands, no way in or out.
What's the union
Some
demanding?
pretty wild stuff, I hear. Like a giant new power crane in half the company? I forget what exactly. Good on them, I guess. I've heard talk there's a company rep in town, too. Like a strike negotiator type. They'd know what's up. Precise demands and so on.
Ah, yes, from the Wild Pines.
Yeah,
We'll meet
eventually.
her soon enough,
Eventually
I'm
we'll
sure.
meet her. What's the union demanding? I've already asked that. What do you think the company
They
wants?
want to keep that money flowing in, my man. Ka-ching.
He doesn't blame them, but he's not on their side. That's for sure.
Anything else? Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise. I just do my job and get paid. I have things to do and places to be. All of us do.
All of who?
Us lorry drivers. Camioners. You still hang around here waiting for this mess to end. Most have scurried off somewhere to get drunk or high. Or laid. Not that I blame them, really.
Not you?
Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days. I prefer the examined life now. Thinking, reflecting, observing.
He glances down the road towards the horizon, a glint of something in his eyes. Alright, I'll ask for money afterwards. What are you hauling anyway?
Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff like that.
Time to arrest him. Relax. He's merely joking.
Alright, Wicked, I've always wanted a friend in the underworld.
Ha, no, I'm joking, my man. Found runs a nice, clean business. This haul of cargo is mostly sporting goods. You know, tracksuits and that kind of thing. They usually get shipped to Grad and the Occident. Though we've been making headway in the Il Moran market lately.
That's your machine behind
Just
you?
rockin' beauty. Sure is. Like a rash you can't get rid of. You interested in heavy-duty cargo machinery?
Kim might be.
A motor lorry, also called a camion, on Caillou and neighboring islands. This one looks roughed up enough to be some sort of found rust bucket.
Alright,
Maybe
found.
the A6.
Is that a found A6 you got there?
Good eye, my man. Yup, she's an old one, but reliable. Me and her spent a long time together.
There it is again. A little touch of sadness beneath his cool. He thinks
Can I
he's
get a
spent too
tracksuit?
long
I think I'd look
in
real
his
cool in one of those.
We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise. The bosses won't be happy.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically
Ah,
against his arm.
alright, 28%. Let's see, let's try this.
Ease into it.
Nah,
Don't go too far.
okay.
This seems like a personal.
Hey man, you look sad. What's going on? Hey Tommy, spill the beans. What's your... My man, I want to know about your soul. I want to pick that one.
Cool, cool. We all want to know each other's woes and all. But people.
Oh man, that's
they have
amazing.
slippery souls.
Just like that, he slips out of your reach.
It's possible the
It is
yelling didn't
possible
help.
The yelling didn't help.
All right, let's ask for money.
Huh? Oh. No, I ain't got any money. They don't want to pay for unfinished work.
They
The
who?
bosses, man.
All right, makes sense. First work, then pay.
Makes sense. It sucks is what it does.
Maybe don't tell people. The people they don't like
Oh,
are actually
whoops.
Don't be a stranger.
All right, I'm coming back for you, dude. All right, let's make our way over to the woman now. She's over... Oh no, she's down this way. That's right. She passed the bookshop. Oh wait, these guys weren't here yesterday. Who are you?
Life doesn't need to be a struggle.
He covers his mouth to hide a burp.
I'll be with you in a moment, officer. Let me just finish my sandwich. Talk to angry hard René first.
Why would I want to talk to angry René? Okay, fine. Let's talk to angry René, I guess.
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, alright?
This one's still chewing on his sandwich.
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball.
Ball
and
time.
don't ask questions. Shoot first. Ask questions.
Shouldn't I ask what
never.
game it is first?
No, you got this.
Oh, okay. My hand-eye
There's
coordination
the
actually
ball.
isn't too bad.
You're the game.
Better observe them first. Let's do that.
See? You're munching and complaining.
If anything, it should only increase my chance of actually succeeding. The man throws a metal ball towards a smaller wooden ball in the sand, missing it by a meter.
Ah, mon Dieu. The pain in my back is unbearable. I can't even say if it's in my back or hip anymore. Feels like it's in both.
He tries to measure the throw.
I hope you pass out from it. You goddamn jellyfish. Men like you are the reason this nation is sinking.
Standing tall and proud, he looks at his partner with disgust.
Trying to throw something as close to a predetermined point as possible. Measuring. This must be the age-old game of petanque. Shush. Ignore them. They don't know what they're doing. They're old. You are letting down yourself.
What, am I
and
just
the
gonna
team.
jump in and basically
Get
like,
in the
I'm
damn
playing
game
too, and you
already.
guys have no say in it. Wait, what team?
Doesn't matter what team. Pick a team. Any team. The blue team. You're letting them down. Get in the game and throw the goddamn ball.
Why are you mean to me?
Eyes on the ball, Dinky Winky.
Whoa! Wow, that really dropped. Huh. Maybe I'll just not get involved in the game.
Sure, officer. I am René Arnaud. And my specially abled partner here is Gaston Martin. How can we help you?
René, I found your guard booth.
Yes, the Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during the nights. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway.
So,
and
AK, don't ask him for money.
money is tight.
He feels like he has to justify himself for some reason.
Oh shit. Oh, he's the one I took the... Oh god, I took his picture. Should I just say that straight up? I saw a picture in there. You were in it. Who's the girl?
She is nobody.
I'm sorry.
This is
And
none of your
also, I have
concern.
your picture.
I refuse
Maybe I
to
should give it
discuss my
back.
private affairs with the RCM.
The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu, and
Oh,
she sure
okay.
as hell wasn't a nobody.
That's alright. That was a secret task. Okay. You must have seen something on the night of the murder. Your booth looks right into the yard.
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday.
Hold on. Why are you on
It's
leave?
a private matter. Nothing to do with your investigation.
That seems a little...
You
I don't
see,
know.
officer, René is the kind of man
Okay.
would rather die than admit he needs medical assistance or, God forbid, sick it. A real man's man is just gonna ride it out.
I'm fine, goddammit. Mind your own business. It's nothing. Just got to cut back on coffee.
So who was working your shift that
No
night?
one. The boss has been on man
Yeah,
since
that seems a
last
little
Monday.
suspicious that just happened to
There's
happen
no other guard.
the night that the murder
It's just
happened.
me.
No one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday.
Yes. It's not actually an issue. I mean,
Look, officers. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before, René. Monsieur Claire had that
Oh,
hood
so I wonder if
built
it's a thing like he's
specially
doing him
for
a favor basically to just
It's
give this
mostly
guy a
decorative.
job. You give, you know, an old man as a guard, right? It's like he probably wouldn't be able to, he doesn't seem to be in good health. So, I mean, it's pretty smart actually, this Evrart guy. Like, he is loyal to people. He gives them jobs. It's like with the guy, oh, what was his name? The one who was like singing and he was painting the containers. It seems like he has his friends from childhood and he gives them jobs even if, you know, if they might not be the best workers, and he keeps them close. Now, I'm sure it's not just out of the goodness of his heart. It's probably also a thing like if he has people who are loyal to him, they're not going to betray him and they'll do what he wants them to do. So,
the possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals.
Evrart created this job for René.
Oh,
because
okay.
he knows the royal
That's actually
pride in
quite
his
nice.
pension Of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off.
I mean,
But
Evrart
the
was kind of a
curated
dick to
kingsman
me.
collecting there reflects bad on the whole neighborhood.
And it is a thing where it's like, he's getting something out of it as well. He basically runs this place, but it's because he's loyal to his men and they're loyal back to him. So Evrart gets it. Big guys looking after the small, everyone working together. I love it. Such dependency only weakens a man further. Do or die, there's no middle ground. René is but one man. We need a program. Get all the elderly back in the job market. Keep folks motivated. René should rent out his services. Invest the profit. Get a few more guys. Expand and repeat. Wage work is a dead end. I hate to agree with Evrart on this, but I'm like, the part of me is like, you know what, good on him for like giving this guy a job to sustain him.
Can we conclude the topic of my guard boost now? Yes. Like I said, it would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp.
Alright, do you know anything about the man hanged in the backyard, whirling in rags?
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. But this affair has passed me by completely.
And most of the locals?
In Martinez, the union is the law. So can you really blame them?
But you don't have a problem with
Cop
cops.
is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
He doesn't know about the crime. Your time is better spent discussing
What about
politics.
police women? So again, you don't know
If I
anything.
knew, I would not be afraid to tell you. I simply don't. I'm an old man, not a coward. The daily business of the riffraff no longer concerns me.
This is a man with a lot of past, but little present, and almost no future.
Alright, you seem to be playing in a crater.
Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a
Oh,
familiar
that's right, the
game.
bullet holes. Does it have anything to do with all the bullet holes I've seen around?
Yes. It was left by heavy artillery fire.
Okay, it was a crater left by artillery fire, but why?
Why what?
Why was heavy artillery used?
Because that's what happens when communists hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home.
Wait, who are the communards again?
Commies, communists, socialists, anarchists, call them what you like. They just chose the name to feel special. Senseless sentimentality.
Did you use artillery fire against them?
Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Too valiantly. So valiantly we got licked. Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't though, and we lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough.
It was probably a bit more complicated than that.
Alright, why shell them here in Martinez?
Because this place is a damn beachhead. Had to soften the commies up first. Yes, the military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revershell.
He finds your lack of historic knowledge troubling. a sign of mental deterioration in the preceding generations.
Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in '08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta.
Alright, I will nod thoughtfully and turn to look northeast to make it seem like I know what he's talking about.
This here is Blood Ground, where coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, we're playing pétanque on their mangled corpses.
Blood ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
Damn right, son. They laid the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it. And it worked, too. The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course they still hold influence.
You don't even begin to truly understand the players at the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the...
Oh no. What do I think? I don't think.
What do you think?
Thinking men have opinions on
Oh,
these
boy.
things. Present one.
Okay, that's how it should be. Soft socialists paving the way for the hardworking class to take over. Foreign powers cleaned up our mess and now they rule us. Shake your head and shame. This coalition seems quite capable. Commies just don't understand how money works. Nothing. I don't think. I just do. Let's go with the second one.
Sorry it had to be them. After 8 years of fighting those hyenas, boiling cats for food and drinking piss in the mountains, I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned through Revachol. Or even if that damn clan Frisell had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case.
This royal failure weighs heavily on him.
Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. Foreign influence peddling garbage and stupid music on the radio. This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with.
Right, who is this Frisell?
Damn Frisell. He was the king we couldn't protect. The Carabineers failed him, and the crown. He died in the hands of the Hyperlay, in a very public execution.
You mentioned, Guillaume?
A true king in both
I
blood
definitely
and might
mispronounced that.
led Revachol before Frisell. He would have been better, but the damn commies drove him into exile. The suzerain is the king! Has everyone forgotten already? They forgotten already. It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand.
Alright, it's an 8% chance, but at least it's a white check. So, what is it about this old soldier that makes him stand so proud?
As René
Holy
turns
cow.
to his partner,
Holy cow.
the medals on his
Succeeded an
chest
8%
rattle
check.
in the air.
Wow.
He keeps his spine straight and his ribcage lifted, displaying them proud.
How many medals are there?
2. The larger one is shaped like a cross, while the smaller medal resembles the sun.
Look at the
A
cross.
crowned head in front of 2 crossed rifles. The medal hangs from a blue striped triangle. It's the Croix de Bravoure, Cross of Valor. The cross was the highest battlefield decoration in Suzerain's armed forces, awarded for exceptional bravery in the
It's funny,
line
I
of
know all
duty
this
in
information, and yet I
service of
think
King
the last
Frizzle
time when I was
I.
looking at the statue of the guy on the horse, I didn't even know who he was, and yet I know all this very minute, very, like, specific information about medals.
A small blue star inside an orange sun. It has the word Valiance written below. The setting sun was a decoration used to distinguish seasoned combat veterans in service of King Frizzle I during the Revolution.
Alright, Croix de Bravoure and the Setting Sun. Did you get them for...
For bravery.
It's a conflicted topic for the old veteran. There
Jeez.
must have been a number of controversial episodes in his service days.
Alright, not for killing babies, not for raping women.
I'm sure. But I know this uniform's reputation. You are
Oh.
also wondering
No, I
if
wasn't
got this
thinking
for
that at
raping
all.
women or killing babies.
Alright, Jesus. Okay, where do I go down this? Did you? I don't know the reputation of anything. I know them, but apparently I don't know anything.
Honor is everything to me.
He says with grim finality.
Whoa. Sounds like you're about to open the gates of conversation. This man will literally talk your ear off.
All right, let's do it.
Him wander off to memory
What did you get the medals for?
For doing my duty in the heat of battle. For looking my mortality in the eye. When men like Gaston here hid in the bushes and shot themselves.
He saved some muddy princeling who foolishly strolled into the front line in his gown of velvet and gold.
It was on the first months of the revolution here in Revachol. Unrest was spreading like wildfire. Marauders had taken most of the Couronne and were getting really ambitious. King Frisel thought he could end it all in one decisive strike. Sent his cousin, Drisson, to put an end to the unrest. Alas, the young Drisson was all piss and no vinegar, wearing a tunic of purple velvet and cockatiel feathers to battle. Even his rifle was gold-plated, shone from 5 clicks away. Can you imagine the asininity?
Purple velvet tunic. That isn't exactly camo.
To keep the long and bloody story short, Drisson marched us against the partisans in Couronne. And when I say marched, I mean made us walk into captured enemy territory, single file, like toy soldiers, while he rode in front on his giant red stallion. The rebels were smart. They let us come real close before opening fire. Suffice to say, it was carnage.
Must have been a
He was
bloodbath.
shot in the left shoulder and went down. Just a flesh wound.
Tis a flesh
But
wound.
just as I turned over, the prince fell into the mud next to me. He was missing his lower jaw. Then his horse, driven mad by the noise and smell
Oh,
of
jeez.
gunpowder,
I can see why
stepped on
he's
my
dealing
leg
with.
and shattered my knee.
I can also see why Evrart would give him, you know, that job. He probably like recognizes what he's done and is like, hey, I respect it.
Hang on to the story. Veterans get sentimental after such retellings.
Yeah,
This
let's
might
do
be
it.
some
I mean,
confusion.
I cleared an 8% check. I am going to get as much information out of this as I can. What did you
I
do?
grabbed my sidearm and shot the beast in the head. Then everything went black.
Capitaine Arnoux, le fléau des chevaux.
The bane of horses.
When I came to, it was all over. It was just me and Joyce Tresson, gurgling in the blood-soaked mud right next to me. The dink had taken numerous flesh wounds and lost a lot of blood. But despite missing his jaw, he seemed hesitant to die. Tougher than he looked, that one.
This would never happen to Johnny Lawjaw. My jaw is tight. I gotta pick that one.
Right. So I grabbed the prick and started crawling. Kept going until the 59th Cavalry picked us up. Through some miracle, we both survived. And the jealous freak convinced Frisel to give me a medal for not leaving him to die in his own blood. Piece and shit. He was the commanding officer and I was on duty. Just doing my job. Shouldn't hand out medals for that. 13 months later, I received the Sun for distinguished service. It's not worth mentioning.
Man, all that and he still is struggling to make a living even after basically being a war hero.
Bah! There were many such stories in those days. Many such men, too. True Eversholians. Men with backbone.
Oh, yes, René, yes. Men were bigger, girls were prettier, and everyone wore the fascia. Lord, please, bring those days back, if you can.
I'm not getting into this with you again. Officer, was there anything else?
You should try to come up with a heroic story of your own. Impress this old
Oh
soldier.
gosh. No, I'm not doing that right now. I'll come back to that later. I saw the statue of Philip III near the roundabout.
Ah, yes. King Philip III on his steed. A reminder of what Revachol once was.
Oh, absolutely. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king.
What was that about
Someone
cocaine?
who knows how to rule.
Oh, old Philip was a big fan of the purple nose candy the nobility loved so much. A cocaine connoisseur of sorts. His egocentricity is borderline legendary.
You can't even take the responsibility for yourself. How could you fathom the responsibility weighing on the shoulders of a ruler?
He asks, obviously annoyed.
That's why the Philippian kings use cocaine for clarity of vision, to aid in their work. Regnum cocainum, Revachol's finest years.
He seems to grow taller, brimming with pride about the past.
Of course. Clarity of vision. Awareness.
Sounds like I need to get myself some cocaine, because then I'll be clear of mind and aware.
Philip III was even brought into this world with the help of cocaine. The court made him administer the dose to his mother when she was in labor, and it is well known that with the help of cocaine, only the purest, of course, he was able to connect with higher realms.
Higher realms. Of course, it all makes sense. He's just making excuses for the king's habits, isn't he?
All right,
I'm
let's...
listening. Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood. Revachol would be a different place if more people realized that. We could still be the...
Don't get started on that again. What happened,
I'm
happened.
afraid this guy's gonna give himself a heart attack with his rants. There's some weariness in his voice now. He's heard this rant many times
The
before.
carabiner doesn't reply, but his entire being communicates unbreakable resolve. No one and nothing can change this man's mind. He is as rigid as they come, still in that antique uniform. It's a symbol for him.
Right.
All right, so I mean, I got some information out of it, I suppose, but and
I have really outdone myself.
this guy just talking about a
This
sandwich.
is divine.
Yes, that's what you need, Gaston. More padding on that fat ass of yours. I hope your heart gives out.
René, it's a little pleasures. Life doesn't need to be a struggle. Hello, officer. How might I be of assistance?
Oh yeah,
on
this was the
fine day?
girl. All right, you mentioned Jean-Marie Beaulieu. Who's that?
Oh, sweet Jenny.
Or Jenny.
She was the finest woman in all of Revachol. Maybe the entire world.
Do not defile her memory, Gaston. Let her rest in peace.
His tone lacks its usual intensity, like he doesn't feel he has the right to speak on the matter.
We knew her, all right. Lived on the same street our entire lives, just 2 houses apart. The 3 of us have been best friends since we were 4. She was René's first girl back when the prick was 16. They were courting till he decided he'd rather die for some great ideal than just be happy.
And then you stole her
Oh.
from me.
I'm not intervening. I'm here for the tea.
Well, technically, you stole her from me, because we'd been pretty close ever since you two had that falling out over the ink you spilled over her pretty yellow dress.
We were just boys then. This was different. No point starting this all over again. For the 1000th and the first time. Especially when we have company. Officer.
She died of pneumonia 2 winters ago. It was a quiet passage, peaceful. René and I were both by her bedside when she...
He pauses, searching for the right word.
Died. No use sugarcoating it. Won't bring her back. Will it now?
departed. Until the very end she couldn't decide between us. The most indecisive woman I've ever met. She could never make up her mind about anything. What to have for breakfast, favorite color, or which one of us to marry.
The look in his eyes is happy and distant.
She was always leaving one of us for the other, but never long enough to actually get married.
Women, am I right? That's a bit odd.
Heck, technically, we're both still engaged to her.
You always confused her. Couldn't let us be happy. Seduced her with your fancy words and pastries.
He suddenly remembers you are still there, falls silent, and turns away.
Of course, officer. Memories are all we have left.
All right, what do you know about the dead man?
Let me think. I heard someone was hanged and left on a tree for a week. But that's all I know, really.
You must have heard something.
No, officers, I'm sorry. And I really would like to assist. You are both good guys. I can see that.
Then help them, you wimp. You have plenty of shoulder with the ghost caviar in the Union. Someone must
Thank you,
know
René.
something.
He means caviar socialists.
I wish I could, but I just don't know anything. I always keep my nose clean and don't gossip. Everyone knows and respects that.
Respects?
Sounds a bit like you're holding back.
I'm not even anyone.
Of course he's holding back. His mouth is so full of union prick he can't even speak properly.
Can I at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Is that okay, René? I'm not anyone important in the Union. I just know Evrart.
How do you know Evrart?
Everyone in Martinez knows the club.
Ah, okay.
I taught these boys human studies and history in the gymnasium.
What do you know about history? You never witnessed history, only heard about it years later when it had already moved on. You don't know history.
The old soldier mumbles something under his breath and turns to face the sea. There he stands, proud, rigid and alone, like a cracking marble statue.
Let's try not to get caught in a crossfire.
Lest we leave riddled with bullet holes.
All right, I'm just gonna ask, are you a
This
union
ancient.
member?
Oh, in many ways, yes. Like an honorary member. I attend meetings and parties, help with little things. Evrart, Edgar, and the older debarders all know me. Oh yes, not in the technical sense. I don't have a vote or a membership card, but Evrart keeps me on the payroll, just for the little things.
Of course he's not a member. He's not a member of anything. I knew that. He's a Weservein. Turns the way the wind blows and tries to look important. I hate the socialist rabble, but even siding with them is better than living your entire life on the fence. Never committing to anything. Pick a damn side already.
What are the little things you do for Evrart?
Writing work mostly. Occasionally, he needs something written, and I happen to have a way with words. Oh, nothing official, I assure you. Just essays for the newspapers.
I feel like this could be important
about
information, though.
Martinez and how things are and how they could be. Evrart and I have these long talks where...
Well, he tells his little pen man exactly what to say. It's commie propaganda, plain and simple. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Are you a caviar socialist?
I don't even consider myself a regular socialist. Politics is not really something I involve myself in, officer.
Wait, how can you write these newspaper pieces if you're not political?
Officer, I have a vivid imagination. And like I said, I have a way with words. That's enough. No need to sink into politics.
He just fluffs it up.
Of course. Don't sink into anything. Don't sink into any fight. Only sink into your couch.
Alright, but you need to believe in something. Freedom, the people, Revachol, or even money.
I believe everyone has the right to think and do whatever they want. Even if it's nothing at all. I'm very adaptable.
Oh, mon Dieu.
No, thank you.
Alright,
For
oh
being
gosh.
consummate professionals. You'll have this case wrapped up
Just
in
asking
no
if I could have
time.
a bite of a sandwich. Let's talk about this
Oh,
game, I guess.
The goal is to throw you bull.
Instead of
as
doing
close
anything
to the
important, I'm just gonna
cochonnet
play
as you
games
can.
with this ball game with these old men.
That's the cochonnet. You'll put that knowledge to good use in 50 years. I'm sure of that, officer.
I don't like where this is going, officer. Don't you think we should do something else now? Hurry up then.
Alright, I just want to ask about the
I'm
sandwich.
sorry, officer, but I really don't share food.
Okay.
Nothing personal, it's just a principle.
The only one you have.
The sandwich looks like a culinary wonder. Well made and abundant in components. The author sure knew their craft. In addition to the obvious slice of ham, a fat one, you notice a brim of a tomato peeking from below.
Alright.
And is that
It was
mayonnaise?
weird of me to ask for a bite of a sandwich.
Oh, that's good. That's very good. You must have other business then?
Alright, I'm gonna try it though. Hey, I mean, if I passed an 8% check, maybe I could do it.
A man so
Ah,
principled about his
okay.
sandwich calls for a principled approach. Time to get political.
I'm already tripping knee deep in politics, baby.
You really do. Now, unleash the fury.
Let's go with
What?
that one.
What oppressors?
I don't even know what I'm saying.
I am not going to listen to this comic connery.
Oh no, I made everyone mad at me.
Huh?
Yeah,
I'm listening, officer.
yeah, I'm walking away from that. That was
Hey.
embarrassing. What? What?
Hey, you.
Who, me?
Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism
What?
again.
Again?
Yes, you're ready to start building communism again. You've built it before. They've built it before. Hasn't really worked out yet. But neither has love. Should we just stop building love, too?
Love has worked out really well for me. I'm a love winner.
Good. We need tender men like you building gargantuan
What the heck
communism.
is going on here?
Word on the street is it's going to be 10,000 times larger than any communism previously attempted by human beings. Is that right?
How come there's word on the
You
street?
keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than
Oh
25
no, I have more than
real
25 real in my
pocket.
pocket.
Literally murder all human beings.
I've said some
regardless of
mildly
their political
left-wing
beliefs.
things, but none of those.
Oh yes, the mask of ambivalence. Don't deny it. You're about to rip it off and reveal the monstrous seven-eyed lamb of global communism that would devour and masticate mankind. Everyone can see that. So tell me.
Oh gosh,
do
okay,
you
so I
have any
can make
questions
a choice
before we
here?
fire up the big communism bill?
Oh gosh, okay.
Or do we get right down to it? Failure. It's about failure. Yes, abject failure. Total, irreversible defeat on all fronts. Absolutely vanquished, beaten, curb-stomped and pissed on. Until you came along. You will reverse the fortune of the workers of the world. You alone. Against every living thing. Against every human alive. 800 trillion real in the hands of an impossibly well-organized ruling class. Towering city blocks of bankmen who have the ears of prime ministers. Million-headed armies of nations and the love of your own mother. You against the atom, the charm and the spin. Where the whole world failed. Matter failed to bend to human will. Human will failed to get out of bed and tie its laces. You alone, single-handedly. will
Do I want to
rebuild
be the
dreams
last
of the working
communist?
class. You are the last communist. Now get to work, comrade.
I know.
Very well. I guess no one will.
Sorry
build
if that's a
communism
little
then.
bit
Tell the working man
lame
it's
of me
over,
to just be
unless
like,
anyone
nah.
Has objections? No objections. It's mathematically impossible to achieve a classless society. Everyone.
I am
knows
beat down
this.
and broken.
Anyone? Anyone else? There's no one. There's one. You should build communism. Precisely because it's impossible.
Shut up. I'm basically like this guy here. Like, no. Should I opt in? Fuck it, let's opt in for communism, I guess? Yeah?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready. Too late to back out now.
Oh
You
no.
can't make an omelette.
Well,
without
I guess this is
breaking a few
happening.
million
Alright.
eggs.
Alright, I have... Do I want to actually do this, though? People think communism was some crazy idea that had its comeuppance 40 years ago. A fever that shook the world, never to return again. They were right, until he woke up today. A spiritual corpse, responsive only to the call of Commodore Red, prostitutes, and Cross Mazov. Mazov? For him, communism is still a thing. He will single-handedly raise the commune of O2 from the oceanic trench where it has been resting, covered in ghosts and seaweed. He's the big communism builder. Come witness his attempt to rebuild communism in the year 51. I don't think I said no, I just did it just to see what would happen, but I'm gonna keep that thought to myself. Before I go do see the woman, I'm sorry. I am so sorry, guys. Before I forget, I'm gonna call Alice and ask about the
Inside,
information
you see a set of steering levers,
on
a
the,
radio microphone, a pull-out.
This is precinct 57. How may I
yes,
assist
there
you?
we go, the serial number.
Yes. The armor was produced by
Plus, this
whether
information might be good for me to bring to the
Interrogate
Wild Pines woman, if I know this.
It was part of a special order for Corps de Pharmacie, a security firm contracted to protect the interests of Iranian pharmaceutical companies in the Semenine conflict. So, it seems the armor went to Semenine. That's where the paper trail ends, though. Even the firm has proven difficult to track. Corps de Pharmacie has been renamed several times over in the years since the armor was issued.
Do you know what it's called now?
The most recently registered firm that the ICP has been able to connect to the CDP is a military contractor called Trinell, and the one before it was Downwell. I think they might be the same contractor.
A suit of armor like this would have been manufactured with a particular person's physique in mind. You should ask for whom
All
this
right.
suit was
First,
fitted.
has the firm continued to work for pharmaceutical companies through all these name
Hard
changes?
to say. Their client list is rather diverse.
Unfortunately,
and incomplete.
fucking Kuno
The only
threw
country
that
seems
shit
to be
into
that
the
mercenaries are
ocean, so we
always
can't
deployed in
retrieve
third
it.
and fourth world countries.
A suit of armor like this would have been customized to fit the wearer. There must be a record of the person to whom it was issued.
Yes, but the ICP tends to be reluctant to share private sector records. I could try to talk them into it, though.
This is a fun challenge for her, an opportunity to contribute beyond doing her job by rote. She'll gladly put in the extra effort for Team RCM.
Thank you, officer. I really appreciate your efforts in this case.
Glad to help. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have more for you then. 57th, over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set.
All right. Well, with that information now, let's see. Is there anything else we can do? Okay, so Wednesday. It's Monday now. Or no, is it Tuesday today? Oh, because I filed this yesterday. Oh, that's right. We also have to talk to that guy about the armor, speaking of. Oh, that's right. And then there's the bookstore, too. I need to go and check that out. Damn. And I have to open the apartment door for Evrart, so I know where that is. Okay. So, quite a few of the stuff is pretty open-ended. Things about, like, find out information about the tattoo and ask about reality. But there's a couple of things where I'm like, okay, they're concrete things that I know. Oh, wait. Who's that? Damn it, I keep getting distracted, this damn game. You see a sturdy woman humming to herself. She seems to be browsing books.
Yes? Hello? Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much. If she's such a working class woman, why isn't she?
Shouldn't a working class woman be working?
Not all the time. Right now I'm browsing books. Even a working class woman needs something to read. It is. I know you are. What with?
Maybe your
My
husband is missing?
No, he's not. I don't know. At home now? Out drinking
What
with
was
his
the point of this
friends?
conversation?
Working?
This poor woman, I
Where
just
is
come
this
up.
going, officer?
I don't know either.
She gives you a short nod and shifts her attention.
Yeah, maybe your
back to
cockatoo is missing?
I don't mean to disrespect, sir, but you are being a bit of a cockatoo here.
For what it's worth, I agree. But cockatoos can't be stopped when they get ladies.
Nothing. Go read up on them if you're so interested. There's a great book in the bookstore.
Maybe you should. What if the cockatoo is your astral captain? Or your heraldic bird?
Please.
No, I'm not doing
let's
that.
do.
The woman before...
That was... Maybe I should have taken that task, but I'm a little overwhelmed right now and reading up about cockatoos. Who knows, maybe reading about that cockatoo would be the thing that would bring everything all together. But I've got enough on my plate right now. I like the idea of people sarcastically giving him tasks, and he's like, I will do that. That sounds like a good idea. Alright, so let's talk to this woman. Your worm in the ruling isn't much bigger than this sloop. This is worth more than you'll ever earn in your life.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing.
Alright, this feels like this could be a really important conversation. Don't fuck this
Her
up.
green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good morning, officers. I'm Joyce.
Oh, the music changed too. She extends her hand in greeting.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
She steps closer and holds out her hand over the railing.
I'm glad to see you here.
Her grip is tight and cold.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate
Thank you, Kim.
competency.
Thank you. It was like a compliment sandwich.
There's a trace of irony in his voice. Mischief, even.
Oh, okay.
The lieutenant is hatching some scheme.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
It's hard to get a read on her precise disposition, but she appears...
You're on a boat.
Why, yes I am.
She looks at the deck under her feet. Green and white sails flutter overhead. Does she have a name?
The boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19, because that's the type of sloop it is.
The word "it" feels strange. Such a beautiful boat deserves a proper name.
Okay. How about Cordelati 19? Why?
She taps on the side of the boat. It makes a hollow sound.
Because it was manufactured in Revachol East by a company called Cordelati, and its hull is 19 paces long.
How about Dolores?
Why Dolores?
I don't know, it just feels pretty.
Well, it means nothing to me. I think I'll stick with the factory name. But thank you for the suggestion. It's a pleasure craft. A 19-pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. Though these days, I
Maybe
mainly
Dolores
use it for
was the name
business.
of my ex-wife. Maybe that's why that name came to me.
My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little
I
to
love
do
how
with
Kim
the
can
matter
be
we're
so...
investigating.
He can be so bitchy sometimes and sarcastic.
I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet?
Oh, okay.
He's looking at the woman.
So this is the
Assessing her.
reason, like, he's intentionally using my weird way of interviewing people. Like, he intentionally wants to throw her off of her game because, like, she seems so prim and proper. So to have me just, like, a bull at a china shop just bust in and just be a complete knob and ask the weirdest questions is probably just gonna throw her off her game.
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around? I mean, we are on Le Caillou, are we not?
Still, I haven't seen anyone else sail a boat around here.
I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Revachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around on this boat because she's rich. You have the guns and the ammo. Take this Clausen fiend.
No, I'm not gonna do that yet. I don't want to get on our bad side right away.
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Her nonchalance might be related to something called the Wayfarer Act, a law that says she doesn't need a license. Sly Fox, you're not aggressive enough to harass her further on this.
Good. What we do? I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent.
The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things, and that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo-tribes. Companies awarded royal monopolies by the king, the suzerain himself, centuries ago. The king is long gone, but several of the Indo-tribes remain.
Who are the other Indo-tribes?
Son-Baptiste, Elysium, an unknown entity known as Brightest Star.
Why, thank you.
She does not register the real meaning of the remark. How much money does Wild Pines have?
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue. 20 billion is a large number, but the conglomerate employs 72,000 people. They all need to be paid. Then there are capital improvements, interest payments.
A wave hits the sloop. She grasps the mainstay for
A
balance.
conglomerate the size of the Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving, it will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It's a tremendous responsibility.
Where does Wild Pine get all these
They
billions?
started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Easterlers 250 years ago, when pine ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lomantang on behalf of the suzerain. Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the Great Unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build
It probably helps to start out with a royal monopoly.
You know more than you let on. Certainly it helped, but most of the original Indo tribes have failed or been absorbed. To survive, Wild Pines had to grow and adapt. No suzerain did that.
Why does such a huge system want, or what does this huge system want with a place like this?
You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo? There are no minor cogs in the system. Each terminal must be accounted for, lest the entire system break. Every hiccup in such a system means thousands lose their jobs, the world over. I'm here to assure that doesn't happen.
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
What can you tell me about the strike?
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
All right, what if I want to hear about the trade secrets?
First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade and Aliments. That gives me the right to silence. It's
An
quite the
octopus, I will slay it.
Good luck is only kept in place by the vested interests of half the civilized world, including your own.
What the ma'am means is that the Emergencies Act and the RCM both get their authority from the coalition government.
You'd be shooting yourself in the foot.
All right,
But I
fine.
am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike.
What is your role in this precisely?
I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place. Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
Ah, Measurehead, or what was his name? Jean-Luc? I know his actual name.
Yes,
Yeah.
Jean-Luc Measurehead. Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more...
Yeah, didn't they say they want to take, like, control of everything?
Ludicrous, even. It's meant.
What happened to this Gaumont?
Mr. Clare told him to... How did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see. Yes. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
Sounds like usual aggressive posturing.
What are their
There
demands?
are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes, every worker, a member of the board.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything, it
Yeah, I
needs
can
the
see how that
signature
could be a
of
little
each
bit of
the
a
2,200 workers
a pain in the
its
ass, like nothing
Martinez
would get
terminal.
done.
Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, They are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
I don't know. That's pretty funny. I have to admit, the workers can't be king. The king is king. The king is dead. Long live the workers. I'm sure she wouldn't appreciate me saying that.
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position. A hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the boyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
This checks out.
The scabs at the gate, did you put them there?
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for work where the union refuses to? If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not right now, at least.
It's implied. She's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
What do you think of Evrart?
Evrart Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first. Of course not. Evrart is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
I mean, yeah, he pretty much strong-armed me into working for him.
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar. Have you seen him? Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye.
So I'm gonna have to find his brother at some point.
Like Evrart does. And when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
Interesting. Okay. So here I was saying, like, at least you could say with Evrart is he takes care of his people. But then you hear about stuff like this as well. What do you hear? What about the union itself outside the Brothers Clare?
The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act. But they did it. I can respect that. Organized labor at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The Brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
She hesitates, looking for the right expression.
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, we are forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Evrart and his brother. And your opinion, detective?
Oh boy, stop asking me for my opinion.
I'm a curious and talkative person,
I'm like that old guy. I'm like, I just want to sit and eat.
Union is...
I just want to sit and eat my sandwich and live my life. An effective advocate for the rights of the local working men, a giant leech sucking the life out of Revachol, basically a socialist mob. I prefer... No, I'm gonna have an opinion. See, here's the thing, like, I can kind of see both sides of it. It's a thing where it's like there's no true bad guy in this from what I can see. It's like everyone has their own interests. Whether, like, she's saying about how, like, she's doing this because she wants... Like, you gotta keep the machine running so that people don't lose their jobs. You know... I can see that point of view, but I can also see her whole thing, like they basically have like this Wild Pines like has a monopoly on things and the workers want rights and stuff. But I can also see like the union, at least the leader, is corrupt, and the union workers themselves have turned into some kind of basically a mob that's running this place.
Indeed, and a hungry one. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the leech always hungers.
All right, one more thing. You said something happened in the elections?
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
Some kind of extortion, probably?
Indeed. The company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could do. It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
All right, it's all I need here. Let's change the topic.
Of course.
What can you tell me?
How else can I help?
About the lynching.
Quite a few things, I'm afraid.
She falls silent for a moment, contemplating something.
The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets.
Ooh,
For the sake
got a
of my
secret thing
employer,
here.
I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57, and this is my colleague from Precinct 41, Detective Dubois. I'm afraid Harry doesn't have his badge at the moment.
Damn, if only I
hope
had my
mine will
badge
suffice.
right now. I wonder where it is.
Oh, and what happened to yours, Detective?
Awkwardness washes over the conversation.
No.
The woman doesn't like this turn of events.
Remember when my partner told you I'd suffered from an unusual medical episode? My lost badge is related to it.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
I'll be honest with her.
Oh dear. Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia. I don't even know how to respond. I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you
See,
gain
sometimes
by
it's good to be
faking
honest up front.
such a condition.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share
Oh
anything
no,
more
shoot.
until I've
Okay,
seen that
so I gotta
badge.
find the badge.
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
It's a red check, it can't be retried. Ooh, okay. Now, if I ask what kind of arrangement would that... Because sometimes I've done things where I've tried to be like, get more information, and it ends up biting me in the ass, and it actually like lowers my chance, but let's do it.
Favors for favors.
Oh, a dirty alliance.
A
Ooh.
dirty alliance of some sort. Consider this.
Oh,
Perhaps she has been
83%.
planning it all along.
Okay.
That you convince yourself into colluding.
All right.
with
I mean,
her.
if anything, if I fail this, then I just have to find my badge. That's fine. Let's do it.
Easy.
go.
Just offer her a favor. Like I said, nice. and
Now I'm just
dirty.
playing both sides. I'm doing favors for Evrart, doing favors for, what's her name? Joyce?
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible.
You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain.
Like what?
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason. The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority.
Ooh, I'm
and
gonna piss
resources
somebody
might
off
turn
that
over the right
if I'm playing
stone.
both sides, I'm gonna get burned.
Or you can recover your badge. Though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Oh boy, Kim, what do you have to say about this? Hello, Kim, what's up?
This is not going quite as I hoped it would.
Oh, how'd you hope it would go?
Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and
Oh, no.
not volunteer us to be her henchman.
Oh, we're henchmen now?
This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she simply...
Damn
an
it,
adept
this is the
improviser.
opposite of before.
Either way,
He was
we've
so
played
happy with
straight
me.
into her hands.
He was so happy with me during the autopsy, and now he's so
He
disappointed in
doesn't
me.
let it show. But there is a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost the investigation.
Oh, shit. Okay, we could just find my badge.
Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is large, and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters.
The situation might have changed drastically by the time you locate it. Time is of the essence.
You could request a new one from your station, but that would literally take months. I'm sure you will, Detective.
All right, what do you propose, that we don't investigate the drug trafficking?
If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we are siding with the Union, or that we are on their take. We'd never hear the end of it. What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation
okay.
with her. We tell her it's done, and demand for her information on the lynching.
Okay, so we ask her, we investigate. We don't share the outcome of the investigation, we tell her it's done. Okay. All right, let's talk to her about that then.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar and Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Ingredients for what, ma'am?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff.
All right, let me get this straight. The materials came from Samara to Revachol through the terminal.
Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here.
Wildpine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product? Sells drugs, I mean?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut. Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrart and the Dockworkers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link.
The handoff. The motor lorries at the roundabout.
Precisely. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbour into the city. Once they reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they're vulnerable.
How convenient that they're stranded like beached whales at that roundabout.
Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the
Oh, I already
roundabout
interviewed
just
them,
now.
but now I'm going to have to
Interview the
be a little
drivers who are
bit
still
more
hanging about.
persuasive.
One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment.
Her irises are light green, like the river Esperance in bright daylight, upstream where it's clearer.
I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
All right. Why didn't you come to the RCM earlier?
We did. On more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement about whose jurisdiction this area falls under.
We know the company has launched its own probe into the Union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come up empty. It's not just the RCM. No one's been able to find any hard evidence.
Well, here's your chance, officers.
There's no coincidence the lorries are stranded like that, is there?
No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. However, this is a limited time
Oh, that's
opportunity.
right.
Once the
Ah,
complaint has been processed by
Wednesday.
the trade
So
committee,
yeah, I do
they'll
have limited
no
time.
choice but to lower
So
the drawbridge.
okay.
And the operation will continue.
I think that's what it like the drawbridge, and that's also why Lena's husband is stuck on the other side.
Thousands of litres of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the east across the river, but the west. The vulnerable, the weary.
Well, at least this solves one mystery.
What is that, Lieutenant?
Why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open a drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in, on my motor carriage.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. I'm sure you understand.
What proof do you have the Union is
How do you
involved?
think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the fourth month straight.
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves.
You think the strike is being funded with source ingredients for drugs?
Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you.
It sounds like she tried looking into it herself, though she's clearly not the type your
All right, I'm
typical
not
lorry
going to
man
talk
would
about
find
the
it.
driver yet, because I'm keeping that information
She
close to
simply
me.
nods.
By the way, I've talked to Evrart Claire.
You have?
He's a beautiful
And
man,
how did you
beautiful
like
and just.
Mr. Clare?
A hero of the workers' movement. He is the champion I've sworn fealty. He's a bloated rainbow socialist. I could do business with him. For a socialist, he's reasonable. He's not the champion I've chosen. I wish to swear fealty to you and to the cause of capital. I'll just say I didn't.
Oh, come on now. He has his uses. How else would he have stayed in power all these years? Or wait, actually, corruption. That's how he's done it. Fantastic, worm-like corruption, reaching into the bowels of the earth.
She looks at the ground and nods.
The position of my unusual colleague does not reflect official policy. I hope you understand. The RCM does not pick sides.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt worm myself. However, if you felt like discussing something, how could I stop you? Are we not
All right, so
human?
this might be one of those
Are we not
situations where
curious to
after
hear another person's take?
after Kim
It's
goes
only
to
natural.
bed, maybe I'll come
We would
back
only
and
be gossiping.
talk to her one-on-one.
Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things.
Yes, your disgusting necktie agrees completely. Let's gossip.
No, let's not
Of
right
course,
now.
Detective. Should something come up later down the road, don't be afraid to drop by for a chat. Until then, is there anything I can help you with?
All right, do you know something about these
That's
tattoos?
the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question. Better not tie the fourth day to the bat's day on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
She wants to answer the question. Protocol keeps her from it.
All right, you seem smart. I need someone to give me a lowdown on this reality we're in.
This reality.
All right, it's related to the medical episode. I have trouble remembering even the most basic terms of reality.
Ah, yes. The episode. Sounds like an acute case of encephalopathy now that I think of it.
Don't be phased, madame. He functions perfectly well. He only needs a lowdown on all of reality.
We may be here a while then. Ask away, officer.
Oh no, this is probably going to take up a lot of time.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good.
Ooh, very
but
low.
Begin with the first, okay?
Okay. Where are we?
We're in Martinez, baby. A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus
disco.
crowd. It's a disco holdover, pay it no heed.
I'm a disco holdover myself.
Aren't we all?
She refers to your corresponding ages.
Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour. North of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year. I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before, as a teenager. Not a lot has changed. There are ruins, a terminal, fishing boats, reeds, boys with boxy shoulders. This place used to be a province, a workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its work. The reeds are the real star of the show here now. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets. It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol, and the bay feeds into the ocean. Yes, we're on an island in an ocean, the world's largest body of water, the Insulindic.
Known to the early Revacholians as Les Immensités Bleues, the blue immensities, vast, lukewarm and unknowable, flowing in and out of sight.
Caillou, as you already know. Imagine a pebble. A smoothed over pebble amidst a great blue sea, misshapen, cracked. The cracks are the river Esperance. We're in the delta of this river on the 6th branch, the Martinez distributary.
It is clear this pebble is of enormous value and to humanity
Sorry, I didn't mean to
at
skip ahead.
large.
Revachol? Revachol is what you call a city.
Yeah, we're going way into the basics here.
The great kind.
As if it's self-explanatory, beyond patriotism, a fact.
History detective. They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. Our centuries. The nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Seminine and Ile Marat, depending on your creed. In the DeLorean century. 380 years ago. They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest. By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts. The stuff of men. We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connective tissue. It's where the money is.
We're pretty much at the center of the world.
Oh, we're quite a way off. About...
A sparkle of lights on the horizon, like morning stars above the curvature of the planet.
22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are Insiacom. Coalition government, Insulindian Mission Command.
Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time. There is no recognition, only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it. She observes your eyes scanning the horizon.
Okay, I got a couple of thoughts.
Then breaks the silence, slowly. This is one thought you need to complete. Where are
Let's
you?
do that right now. So, yeah, we had the 15th in Indo tribe. Definitely the jamais vu. Can I do that one? Oh, I have to... Ooh, that's right. I have to spend a skill point to do that. Okay, let's do that. And let's internalize jamais vu. And that's going to take me 3 hours. Oh, no. Internalize. I don't want to stop. Okay, let's exit out of there.
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown.
This has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more questions to ask, about even more fundamental aspects of reality. Might I suggest not asking them all right
Sorry.
now? Ma'am,
Okay,
Monsieur will
all
be
right.
here later too, and tomorrow. Isn't that true, ma'am?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
It's better not to eat all your candy at once.
All right.
Indeed. I'm always at your service.
Okay, I am going to try this one, though. What is...
6 kilometers southwest in the Valley of Dogs, Junior Officer Chad Tilbrook takes aim at a rabid black dog licking its wounds in the grass. To his left, his partner, Emil Mullins, whispers, "You heard what happened to Tequila Sunset?"
Oh, Tequila Sunset. That's me.
"Yes, he lost his mind," Tilbrook answers, fingers on the trigger. "Don't worry, Emil." He pulls it out slowly. Slowly now. He'll find it again. We always do.
What am I?
You? You're an officer of the RCM.
The Revachol Citizens Militia.
Preciso Mundo.
Good. And what is the Revachol Citizens Militia?
Nothing more nor less than the de facto law enforcement body of post-revolutionary Revachol, Detective.
Yes, we are the Revachol Citizens Militia.
He's being sarcastic.
Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the twilight of international law, both at the behest of the coalition government and to its chagrin. The RCM's responsibilities are defined by the Emergency, Wayfarer and Aliments Acts, 3 pieces of legislation keeping the city in a, let's be honest, laissez-faire stasis to the benefit of foreign capital.
All 3 are good to know when we are out policing.
So I'm basically going to avoid this question, subject, and ask the next question?
There's nothing basic about your role, Detective. It's true that the RCM keeps everything the way our seemingly permanent, provisional rulers like it. Yet, on the other hand, I know these people. I deal with them daily. Let me tell you, dear, they are not fans of you. The post-revolutionary decade was a disaster for the coalition government. Revachol in the 20s was hell, especially on the west side of the river. Gang warfare, a botched privatization scheme, a nuclear pile meltdown. They called it the international zone because no nation wanted to claim responsibility. The RCM restored peace where the coalition failed. A true blue citizens' initiative. They will never forgive you.
That's somewhat of an exaggeration. In reality, ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement. Revacholians get to keep the peace in Revachol, and the coalition doesn't have to worry about it. Anyway, sorry to intrude. Please continue.
Yes, Lieutenant. Permit me to conclude with this. Who you are, to me, is the police. The only legitimate law enforcement authority in Revachol. And if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality, well, I'm here to help.
All right, that's a lot for me. I'm gonna leave it for now.
Assistance. The little that I know. Of course, Detective.
All right, Kim, what'd you think of all that? I'm sorry I fucked things up. Okay, he doesn't really have anything to say about that.
Wow, you work hard.
I do?
Oh, yes. You hustle. You're a provider. It's tough out there, but you keep it real and provide. Oh, yeah. Like a horse, a workhorse, for hard work. Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have walked 200,000 steps down cracked asphalt, mosaic, sand, and linoleum after you re-emerged. That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh.
I love
and people
this.
are evil. You didn't make it that way, and you won't let it
I
break
fucking
you.
ride till I die,
You
bitch.
Ride. That's just what it's like. Life and death. But you got gills on your side, baby. Got those black papers with the faces of the innocents on them. You bring in the Franco-Negros and the Solas. It ain't easy, but you do it. Day in and day out. You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. You're a cop, and a sprinter, and a money printer. Wasn't easy getting that giant novelty check from Evrart. Took some ingenuity to get into the harbor, but you got in, and you took that bribe as hard as any cop's taken it. You didn't log that in as a donation either. You don't log any of that shit in. You're a straight rider. Yeah, you're in the sales business. Shake 'em for shit and then pawn it off. Law officer style. Sure. And has it been easy? Is life easy? Have you not gone into cardiac arrest? Are you not about to have an anxiety attack or shoot yourself in the mouth? But you still hustle.
I'm a hustler,
24/7,
baby.
ride or die. Now, ask yourself, are you rich? Get out of here. You're a pauper. You work harder than anyone. Almost rode yourself to the grave, and you're still practically a hobo. Why
Fucking
is that?
taxes, man. I'm fine. Right now, with like it being tax season, that hits me real hard. I'm gonna say the system's broken, man.
Boo-hoo. The system is broken. That's right. 100%.
I'm gonna say fucking taxes.
Fucking G-Man's got his jam-covered sticky fingers in your pocket, stealing from you every time you buy, sell, walk, talk, fart, so much as sneeze. Our tax is almost non-existent in the Gotham estate that is Revachol. Every time you wipe your ass, they got their direct and their indirect modes of taxation. Sales tax, excise duty, extraction tax, alimony, one tax that doesn't even have a name. Plus there's the stuff people in other countries pay for. That makes them ask for more money from you. Here, total tax duties add up to 98% of all your money.
All right.
What are you?
I'm gonna.
Don't be a racist.
What?
Be a cool immigrant, ultra-liberal free market advocate. Ride or die. Keep it street.
Yeah, well, if not being an ultra liberal makes me a racist, then I guess I should be an ultra liberal. Let's opt
Here you
in.
go, hustler. Fight the righteous fight.
Oh my
Free
gosh,
the people.
I had a thought about being like the true
Keep it
communist,
street.
and now I'm going
Keep
to like
foaming at
ultra
the mouth
liberals, like
furiously on the tax
no
issue.
taxes. Oh my god, I'm just all over the place. Oh yeah, there was this girl too. Can I get in to here?
A sturdy metal door. Got the door rattled.
All right, so we should head over to that apartment, unlock the door for Evrart, but let's talk to this woman, because Kim hasn't
Hello
talked to
again,
her.
officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
It looks like she's not really gonna say
The
much
lieutenant
differently.
is desperately searching for another handkerchief. Hatred, disgust. It's difficult. The woman on the boat.
Yeah, I think we've.
on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Ozon is an archipelago, 2 days' travel away from.
Yeah, she said this
Revachol.
before, but
Its
now we know
moneyed
her name.
residents, used to posh restaurants and upscale boutiques, rarely have reason to visit Martinez.
You mean
On a
Joyce?
first name basis with her, are we? Piggy's moving up in the world. It's where they grow whores like her. And they're whoremen. Have you got a crush on her? Aching for an opportunity to defend her honor.
All right, so not much there. Also, people did say that I can use the I think it was, is it the pry bar? There we go. So I can use that to open things up. Ah, nice. A signal blue naval coat. +1 suggestion, -1 half light. Yeah, let's do that. What is half light even? What does that do? Half light. Let the body take control, threaten people. I'm not the type to do that anyway, so I feel like I'm not gonna do that. This actually looks really nice. Hey, there we go, for being in the garbage. Except the RCM patrol cloak is still a little bit better. This classic double-breasted coat suits everyone, including you, and if you ever find yourself battling winds at the helm of a ship, then the coat's heavy fabric has got your back, even if moths have left holes in it. I mean, I feel like suggestion is good right now with me talking to people, but yeah, now I want to go around and I want to open up more stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead and go in here, and let's go open up that apartment.
The door to the weasel's den, guarded by the lion head knocker. Both have seen you knock silent.
I guess no one is in?
The leather upholstery is worn and rough against your jaw. You don't hear any movement. In fact, it's oddly silent in the yard around you.
All right.
No birds.
Lieutenant, what is your opinion of this task we're undertaking?
Let's be honest. This isn't what I joined the RCM for, but every day tells you something new about yourself. Apparently, working with the local union boss to get info on an investigation is not something I'm squeamish about.
So you don't mind if I unlock the door?
I mind that the local thug is using the RCM for his busy work. But if this gets us to the bottom of this hanging, then I'm willing to look over it. On the other hand, we could just leave and tell Evrart we opened the door. No one seems to be tailing us to see if we actually did it.
Lie to Evrart? That's also an option?
Yes. Presenting a fabrication is known to get results here and there. You took this task.
The door is right here. You can just open it and
I'm gonna open it.
Besides, if you never open it, you're never gonna find out what's behind the door.
So yeah, we could just unlock the door and leave, or I could go in.
You try to be as silent as you can. It takes a bit of
I am a little bit of a
handle
nosy person, so I do kind of want to check it out. I wonder if Kim will be like, hey, that's not what we're here for. We just came to unlock the door, not investigate it.
Finally, the door unlocks with a small clack. Thoughts race through your head. Well, buddy, you opened it. No need to go inside. It would be rude. Only curiosity could account for stepping over.
I'm such a curious person, though.
Maybe there's treasure in there. A white alligator. A fountain of quicksilver.
Ooh, and it's just the fact it's just there, and I could just choose to... No, I want Kim. I don't want Kim to get upset with me. I don't want it to be like...
There must be another way to do the bidding.
Jesus, why did that sound so demonic? Oh my god.
Hey, what's that noise down there?
You see a young man on a balcony nursing a cigarette. His eyes have been following you for a while.
Not looking for any trouble, officer.
He says in a quiet voice. Despite the cold, his shirt hangs unbuttoned on his frame. Why are you whispering? It sounds like you're already in trouble. No trouble for me. I just want to know what's going on here.
I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie, if that's okay. I just want to finish my cigarette.
Don't let him go. This could be your witness. The balcony has a great view.
True.
Is it really that important? All right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run. My name? My name is Martin Martinez.
That's definitely not his real name.
You're actually not Martin Martinez, are you?
No, of course not. Could you please lower your voice?
He scans the courtyard. It's silent, like the bottom of a well, every sound captured and reflected back.
Ask him again.
And I really need to finish this cigarette.
But he hasn't left yet.
Alright, it looks like you've got a good view of the Whirling's backyard. Can you tell me anything about the hanging?
I can tell that you finally got him down. Thank you. It was quite a disturbing sight, even by Martinez standards.
What were you doing last Sunday?
Oh. You already asked me that, didn't you?
Wait, is someone else investigating the...
No, not you two.
Oh.
Some more muscular type.
And when did you speak to this more...
I wonder if that's Jean-Luc, or it could be the, oh my gosh, what's, the Scab, the leader of the Scabs. And the whole thing they kept mentioning with the Scab about how, like, his clothes didn't fit him correctly. So I wonder if I don't know. And there was a thing about like how the like the soldiers or the guards clothing had to be specially fitted. So I don't know, maybe he swapped out the clothes or something. The scav leader, I don't know, I'm a little suspicious of him. Just the fact that they kept mentioning that his clothes don't fit him correctly. And yeah.
Last week? I don't know. Look.
He looks around the courtyard again. Old patio chairs and dead houseplants litter the scene.
You didn't answer the question. What were you doing last Sunday?
I had a friend over.
What kind of friend?
It was my Sunday friend.
Makes sense. Friends are nice on Sunday. You don't have to work. You can just spend time with pals, watching rugby and drinking beer.
All right, what is your friend's real name? Not Martin Martinez, I hope. Did he see something?
He doesn't reply, gesturing no with his cigarette. In the neighboring windows, you can see faint reflections of his silhouette, all from different angles.
No. We won't.
He takes one last drag of his cigarette before stubbing it out on the balcony.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get
going. Oh, here we go. Let's try it.
This isn't the place
there
or
we
time
go.
for questions. Who knows who might be watching from the distance, hidden behind the curtains?
And the jacket I just put on, didn't that up my suggestions? It's a good thing I put it on. Hey, listen, I'm just trying to make things okay again. Can we meet again somewhere else?
For a moment, the man on the balcony seems almost vulnerable. Something moves in the depths of his feline eyes, compassion, and a hint of understanding.
I am sorry, but I really don't have the information you're looking for.
His voice is soft and deliberate. With a flick of his wrist, he sends the cigarette butt sailing over the rail.
But, hold on. What's that?
Ooh.
For a split second, his hand lingers, as though gesturing towards a stone placed right next to the front door. It's a sign.
Good luck with the investigation.
Okay, nice, nice, nice. So we check out the stone next to the door. Maybe there's like a key there I can get in.
He's gone.
We should run after him, see where he went.
No point in running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk to us, then he'll know how to hide himself.
So we just give up?
He could be a witness. Him or his Sunday friend. Either way, we need to look into that muscular type who's asking about our case. He did leave us a sign. Did you see that? He wanted to draw our attention to that stone right over there. If we find a way inside the building, we can ask around for his apartment.
Nice, okay.
A stone, like any other, lying in a whirl of sleet and mud. Maybe there's something under it. There's a key beneath it,
nice.
Rusty from the dirt.
This must be for the front door. Pity doesn't have the apartment number on it. This building has many apartments and the man can be in any of them. We'll just have to go in and see.
Okay, we could do that. I could do that right now, but let's, before we do anything else. Now the muscular type. I'm guessing that's Jean-Luc, perhaps? There's a couple of muscular types. But either way, I completely ignored the whole thing with the bookshop. It just doesn't feel like that's really all that important right now. So let's go back. Let's talk to, what was his name again? The guy who was asking about the oh my gosh.
For something odd?
The armor.
Don't you tell me to fuck off again?
I don't even know why I'm bothering talking to this guy. He's not worth talking to. So it could be that guy. We should probably talk to him at some point as well.
Wiretapping, telescopic batons, futuristic circuit bending to infiltrate harbor machinery. Maybe you could even knock that Kowalson crane over using some remote controls.
So it's a little weird. Sometimes the things that they say don't match what's on here. Hola, Tequila Sunset, Grand Boidero, Manana, I can't remember how to pronounce his name. Looks at you with soft and hazy eyes. Kuno told me you were supposed to know about the armor.
The little boy had a good on his promise.
His promise?
To get me into trouble. To sick the pigs on me. Pardon the choice of words. Not mine.
What happened?
I was asked to look into that armor situation. Official Union probe, you know. Track it down, see who took it.
Did you?
At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike. Buy us a few more days under the sun, you know? So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere, the cops in his pocket, and he's the king of Jamrock.
Oh, time to go beat the shit out of Kuno. He thinks he's got us in his pocket. I don't think so.
Serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me into trouble. One bad move is all it takes.
So Kuno used us to what, scare you?
It's a minor nuisance. It's all good.
The probe into the armor, what did you learn?
I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk union man about some armor.
What else?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly. That was the interesting part. I did some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library. I didn't get into the material science, just how it comes off.
How does it come off?
In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. The boots were still on the guy last I saw. Too hard to remove. So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia.
4 pieces of armor up for grabs, but I already sent the boots away.
I guess you won't be collecting them all then. That's less work for you at least.
Alright, hold up. 4 pieces. Helmet, cuirass, gauntlets, boots. What about the leggings?
Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore, if they ever did at all. Forget about them. I did.
Nice and balanced. Some junior officers can take care of the rest.
Smart choice. It's only that one spot you need armor too. The one the bullet hits. Good luck if you go for those boots though. You'd have an easier time wresting the spurs off a boyadero than getting them off him. No problem. If you see that kid, thank him from Call Me Mañana. Thank him for showing me the way.
Mañana.
He is sincerely grateful he is not tracking down pieces of armor right now.
Okay, let's go talk to Jean-Luc and see if that's the muscled man that guy mentioned.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you.
Okay, so nothing about that, and I will not. People told me I should talk to him about the race thing. I'm like, no. Maybe if I want more from him later and he's not budging, maybe I'll subscribe to his advanced race theory, but not right now. So let's see if this is the guy.
Right to work. Right to work. Shame on you.
Okay, so nothing about that either. All right, let's get into... There's a lot. Get the boots up. Problem is I can't. The body has to be down. Autopsy has to be finished. Kim has to be absent. Except he sent the body away, so I don't think I'll be able to do that. Okay, is there anything that I can do right now? Oh, Kuno lied to you. Return and confront him. Well, that I can do at least. I do have to find my badge, because then I wouldn't have to do anything for Joyce at all. Oh god, there's the secret passage. Oh, and Evrart. Okay, so I gotta talk to him. Okay. Gosh, there's a lot. Alright, well, since we're here, let's go talk to Evrart about that. I'm really just trying to think of what other muscled guy he could be talking about. Maybe it's one of the union guys. I still have to talk to them, don't I? Shit. I'll do that later tonight. I don't know how long they're going to be there until, but one thing at a time. It can be, this can be very overwhelming. I know I don't need to do everything, but there's that gamer part of me that sees the checklist, sees all of the little tasks, and I want to finish them all, but I'm on a time limit. I don't know, I'm assuming this game like has a set amount of days before it finishes. I have no idea actually, but I'm assuming that that's the case. Though there's certainly tasks that I can only do at certain times, so I gotta be careful with that.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always.
Oh geez, okay, there's a lot here.
You don't have to sit down this time, since
Alright.
you've already sat on that chair.
Should I just come out right and just tell him that?
What? Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any jolly fat guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this? You've hurt me, Harry. Me, a friend. But you know
Should I have
what?
said that to him? I should have kept that to
I
myself.
trust you, like I trust all my friends. And I know you'll never talk to me about this again, because you don't want to wound me. So do what you want, and let's change the subject.
He's hiding his real reaction beneath courtesy.
Thank you for your understanding. We will continue to do what we must.
You too, Lieutenant. You know, I like you, but you never were my favorite. I'm a Harry guy. I'm Team Harry.
None taken. Did we have anything else to do here, Harry?
I'm very glad to hear that, Harry. One question. You didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside your
Oh, was I supposed to?
There is no way to sway this man in any direction. He is unsuggestible and unswayable. Just tell the truth.
The deal wasn't for me to go inside, so I didn't.
You're right, Harry. You only had to unlock the door, which you did. So we're all good here.
Part of me really wishes I had gone in because I'm so curious of what was
now
in there.
let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is going to start happening now.
Also, where's my gun?
I promise you, Harry, this is going to be good.
You said the lynching and the strike are related. How?
By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flatcaps.
What do you mean?
Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire? I'm talking beasts. Hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Saramaritsa, you name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry. Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant.
Hold on, you have a village elephant?
No, Harry, the elephant is metaphorical and so is the village, but the mercs and their brutality are very real. Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container.
Wait, they move the container?
Yes. I'm an old man, Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my office with that big crane. It's actually very fun.
Oh.
You should try it.
Maybe we could kill him with that. It's like when he's being... We could use the crane to lift him up and just drop him.
But enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando types. One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out and trees.
By negotiator, you mean Joyce?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill.
Wait, the whole neighborhood is in on it.
Potentially, Harry, potentially. We got arm wrestling champions, rowing club people, ex-coal miners, tough guys, all ready to spring into action for their home base.
Who exactly did the pushing?
There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood.
I wonder if those are the guys that are hanging out at the Whirling in Rags right now.
That sounds a bit like organized crime.
They're like you guys. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
Again, that sounds like organized crime.
So these idealists killed our victim?
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping
that's the guy we have to
faction,
talk to.
comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land." He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they
Damn,
killed
I
him.
can't believe he's coming right out and giving us
I gave them
information.
2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation.
Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
If he's just boasting, then it sure doesn't feel like that to you. He's not worried.
There was a bullet in the hanged man's head.
So they shot him?
He sounds pleasantly surprised. What if he shot them with my... No, once again, I was not here at the time. I still have to find my gun, though. I should probably go back to the pawn shop at some point, too.
He was shot in the head before he was hanged.
How odd. I don't know what to say, Lieutenant. They told me they hanged him. A hanged man is what I saw when I took a look into that yard. What I do know is, the case is in safe hands. If anyone can get to the bottom of this shot and hanged man, it's my two little policemen. Godspeed, policeman.
He just knows that he has us in his pocket. The fact that he told us exactly what happened, who's the one who most likely killed him, and it's like, all right, go having fun investigating, but he's not at all worried about it. How do you know the mercenaries were hired by the shipping company?
How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates.
So you believe the scabs were organized by the security contractor?
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes.
No, the name of the company is Krennel this time. It may have been Sediment before.
Of course. You're always one step ahead of me, Harry. I'm no genius. I'm in this position because people like me.
You mentioned a lawyer girl.
Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal.
Tell me about Titus Hardy and his crew.
Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them. Exemplary union members, always working to advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative.
Interesting. Who's second in command?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Martinez and Revachol in mind. Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets. You know what, Harry? I got a feeling they're gonna show up in full force tomorrow.
The lieutenant marks something in his notebook.
Okay, in the future, I could use your backing. Can you ask the Hardy Boys to cooperate?
But of course! It's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right.
So is he saying I should wait until tomorrow then? You said they're gonna be full force, so maybe... Oh, should I wait?
When you meet this Titus,
okay, all
tell
right.
him about this. See what he has
So
to
I
say.
could go and talk to him now, or I could wait until tomorrow.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real.
No, I'm not going to take it. I don't need it. I only want you to help me with the Hardy Boys.
No, I wasn't offering it to you, just holding it out there. But I'm willing to share information.
I already took enough. I know it's like at this point I already took money from him. What's a little bit more, but...
Was it a good talk? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But it's like I can't completely trust you.
Yeah, here we go. What else do you want me to do?
Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the
Oh,
left.
wait a minute.
I want to, but I just can't.
Wait a minute. Don't I have this one here? The indirect modes of taxation. Isn't this a whole... Oh, it's -2 empathy for now, though. First, if you have a side bitch ideology cooking somewhere, don't sweat it. Fighting indirect taxation for the Gossamer state is compatible with all creeds. It's cool like that. You're a cool anarchist now. Unless you don't want to be an anarchist, whatever. Stuff this meal ticket in your eye socket and let's see if we can steal some love back from the robber barons and the customs agency and the banditos at the Insulidian Financial Oversight and Competition Committee. Don't I have thing about, like, this one here, the social economics? Oh, this is the This is the one I think about, the communism. So I guess like the indirect modes of taxation, that's kind of like me being like a socialist democrat or something like that, right?
A man of the left, so you have to be a social democrat. He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
Okay, I'm not a man of the left. I'm a patriot of Revachol. You're right not to trust me. So if I had that thing already, then I could just be like, hey, I totally am. You're right not to trust me. I take care of me. I'm a hustler. I grind. I'm a money engine. Oh yeah, that's right, because I did say that, didn't I? What's that supposed to mean? I'm more left than you are. This is another corrupt scheme, isn't it? I'm neither left nor right. I do what my heart tells me to do. I'm going to say that.
What does your heart tell you about your lost gun, Harry? Does it tell you to forget about it? Or do you think it wants to be found? I think it's lonely and cold. I think it wants to be found, and I have a proposal for you.
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper.
God damn it.
And then mail it to my accountant in La Delta.
It depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful.
But he thinks it's your call.
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. But once we get really talking, well, I'm going to hand you the keys to Martin A's, and maybe even help you figure out who's behind this killing.
He's saying as little as possible, as vaguely as he can.
I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth centre in Martin A's. It will be righteous.
I'm sure that's what it is.
Those teenagers off drugs and on roller skates. There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission.
So I'm guessing it's probably a, maybe it's even that apartment complex, and he just wants to tear it down, kick everybody out that's there, and build his own thing.
On the coast, Harry, across the canal. There's
okay, I haven't been there yet.
There, a little village, they're calling it.
He probably, just wants to evict people for his own purpose.
They are just going to have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings. Right next to a fancy new youth centre, designed by the best architects from Stella Marie.
Is he absolutely sure the tenants won't be thrown out in the street?
Yeah, that sounds more likely. Are you 100% sure no one's going to end up homeless?
Am I? Harry, these people, Martin A's is the most important thing in my life. I would never let anything bad happen to them. We're going to build a youth centre there. The value of their properties goes up, and kids have a place to play in. I'm looking out for these people. Not pulling the rug from under them, Harry. I'm looking out for all of Martin A's, not just the harbour.
He means it.
All right, fine.
You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure.
I know there's more to it than that, but...
Here. You need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. I hear there is some trouble with the water lock, but they should fix it by Wednesday morning. Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then we can talk about your gun.
All right, I met Joyce, the company representative.
Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here.
Just pals?
We're all trying to do what's best for Martin A's. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her because you and I are such good friends and I helped you get the body down. And I'm helping you find your gun. I'm not a jealous guy.
Whoa, that's so nice of him. Suspiciously nice.
Oh, what happened to the previous negotiator?
What do you mean, Harry? Nothing. I let him go.
He made concessions for the company in previous negotiations. Why would you let an ally like that go?
He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with
You
his
called
family.
him a midget.
God knows how long he's got left. Harry, I have little people in my organization. I would never call someone a midget. What is this? Honestly, I'm beginning to think you're a midget, Harry. I'm only kidding, Harry. You're not a midget. No one is. We're pals. I'm just a nice guy, Harry. I wouldn't be where I am now if I wasn't nice. Politics is all about emotions, and I want you to have positive emotions when you think of me. It's perfectly okay. Even if you've told her everything we've talked about, it's absolutely fine.
Joyce said the previous union leader vanished under suspicious circumstances.
Vanished? Harry, the woman left her casserole in the oven and couldn't make it here in time for the voting. Oh, did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. The election can wait. When she got back, the whole thing was over.
Wait, there was no mention of a casserole from Joyce.
Harry, Harry, Harry. Do not fixate on this little matter. Maybe it was a rabbit stew, or a hairdryer, or an iron. The point is, her heart wasn't in it. Mine was.
If it's spilled blood you're looking for, then there certainly isn't any in his expression or demeanor now.
If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator.
He doesn't want to see her. It's as simple as that.
Of course, Harry. Let me just assure you one more time. It's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with this Joyce. This is a completely transparent organization. I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this is secret. Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her about everything. Evrart doesn't mind.
It is rather interesting to tell people things about each other, isn't it? It was nice telling him about her right now.
See you soon, Debardeur. Just kidding, but not too much.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope.
Ooh.
A 12 to 40 month construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum. The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern
I like
ship.
how I'm doing this
Apparently,
right in front
it's
of
going to cover most,
Evrart.
if not all, of the street and the square between the existing houses. It's 3 stories tall. It's going to be awfully close to the already existing buildings, almost wall to wall, practically integrating them into the youth center. This is either an ominous or cool architectural choice. Hard to say. My money is on cool. Looks like a cubic pyrite.
Hey, there we go. -1 cool cubic pyrite. Kim, what do you think of this?
I'm no property lawyer, but it looks fine. I like the print size. They're not selling or leasing anything. It's not the perfect solution, but...
How else are you going to build something? It's always inconvenient to build things, and citizens inevitably have disagreements over such construction projects. But there's no other way. There is no...
There we go.
The simple truth is, the current residents are going to lose their street access, and for the next 12 to 40 months, their lives will be dominated by constant construction noise right next door. Once the construction starts, it'll probably take a few months, a year maybe.
Oh,
for
shit.
even the most stubborn
I mean,
occupants to get tired of
I
living
feel a
like
little
this.
triggered by this because
After
I
that,
live
they'll sell their property for cheap.
I live in an apartment building, and for, gosh, at least 6 months, we had construction basically like in our building, almost basically right outside of our, because they were like completely redoing the balconies, and they were also completely redoing the front. So for about like 6 months up to a year, there was like constant drilling noise, and it drove me crazy. And I could see how that could just get on people's nerves. After all, he's basically gonna just drive them out and maybe sell the property for cheap, and he'd buy up that as well, right?
I should have seen it.
The lieutenant frowns as he reads over the document again.
Evrart probably has eyes on us, but we could try to get other people to sign this instead of those
Ooh.
listed. Or you could forge their signatures.
Once again,
yourself.
we are saying
By
this
the time he
right
finds
in
out,
front of
it's already begun. However, we'll need access to the coast before we do anything. Evrart won't believe you got villager signatures if you can't even get to the village. You can try a forgery as soon as we can cross the waterlock.
All right. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So much to do. Okay, so there we go. So Monday. Oh, I just didn't realize that. So this is like the stuff that we've got for Tuesday. And then this is Mondays. The stuff that we started on Monday. Okay. So let's talk to Kuno, and then maybe we'll go talk to the the mob or the union guys. Talk to Titus.
Fuck does Kuno care? So?
He raises his eyebrows, projecting aggressive indifference.
You should thank him.
Should I? Nothing. The tip really paid off. Good job, Kuno. He told me you promised to sick the pigs on him. He said to thank you. Wasn't too keen on chasing down that armor. He says you're now the king of the entire Jamrock. I'll say, oh, fine. I'll give him his kudos.
What? Don't be playing Kuno off as a snitch bitch. The oldest trick in the book, people.
Are you snitching, Kuno?
This is some ancient bullshit, people. Kuno would rather take 10 than snitch. Pigs full of shit. Get the fuck out of here.
You found a real nice button.
Alright, good to know.
Turned the tables on him.
Just be overly nice and make him think that he's like a snitch.
You're a little bit closer now to understanding this kid.
Except I don't want to completely cut him off, you know? Like,
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
I don't want to get him so riled up that he just refuses to talk to me anymore. Okay, so with that, let's see. Once again, I don't know how to get the boots off his feet because Kim already transported him. So what can we do? We could do the smoker on the balcony. I'm going to talk to Joyce later. Oh yeah, there's that too. I guess I could do that if I've got time this episode. Oh. Perform an advanced analysis using HE coordination. Oh, hand-eye coordination. Okay. Well, I think I do have... Yeah, I've got some extra skill points. I guess I could give that a try. That's by looking at the bullet, right? Yeah. Okay. Is that what they're implying? Let me just go back to this again. Oh, shit. Advanced analysis. Okay, you need to find the firearm that killed the hanged man. Something tells me it'll take some time. Okay, yeah, so it is the bullets. You know, let's give that a go. Let's do that right now. And let's go into this. Interact.
The bullet is still safely sealed
Ooh,
away
still pretty
in a
low.
plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp.
Well, we'll give it a go.
You can't remember what
Damn it.
happened last week.
Okay.
What makes you think you're going to remember arcane firearm models?
Well, I guess I could talk to... I could talk to the guys at the union. Now, the thing is, do I do that now or do I wait? Evrart did say he would talk to them, so... I do kind of want to talk to them now if they're still here, and I guess I should give the money to Gart as well.
Can I help you? Got the 20 rand. Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
Wonder if this guy didn't really have much to say last time.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod.
Do you know what's behind that door?
He looks up at you, then looks away quickly, shrugging and muttering something to himself. Shrugging is an international sign for,
okay.
No, I don't know what's behind that door.
Alright, yeah, they're still here. I guess we'll go talk to them. Oh, maybe I can talk to Lizzie and be like, hey, I talked to Evrart.
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time?
Alright, I guess not. Alright, so let's see. Let's kind of survey the area first.
This is where you say your bed.
A broad-shouldered man points at you with a beer can. Maybe this was too early. Maybe I shouldn't have done this yet.
Detective.
The lieutenant acknowledges you with a sharp note. He's leaving it to you. Alright. Ooh. Don't say anything yet. Yeah, let's size him up.
Hey, dipshit. You hard of hearing or something?
Boss
The boss
man.
man's
Oh,
talking
he's
to
saying
you.
that. Okay, cross your
What, is
arms.
he fucking kidding?
This guy high or something?
The little guy looks at his mates in disbelief.
Hey, asshole, up here. We're talking to you.
We are looking for Titus Hardy.
The lieutenant turns to the broad-shouldered man at the end of the table. All right. I'm not going to talk about... I'm going to get hit if I say that. Let's just get right to business.
This is about him. A real looker, that won't.
You sure took your time, huh? Waited for him to get real ripe and pretty for you.
Oh, he was a real pretty boy. Hanging up there, letting out that pretty boy smell.
I can't for the life of me understand why you did it. I mean, I would have just left him up there. You must really like cleaning up other people's shit.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
These guys are so macho, they're ready to confess to first-degree murder. Ask if it was them. Do a head count first.
Oh, okay.
Connect these men to the tracks you saw in the yard. Chances are they're going to match. Starting from the right. Boot size 44. Blonde man. In his 30s. Overbearingly masculine. Sitting on his right. Standard working boots. Size 45 or 46. Eldest in the room. Probably mid-50s. Smoker. Quiet. Across at the other table. Hobnailed working boots. Size 43. Gang tattoos. Mesk or Sarah Mauritian. In his late 30s, early 40s. He spent his youth in Villa Labos, a housing project in the Jamrock quarter. There were incarcerations. Hard to say what else. The ink is fading. And then, standard working boot. Steel reinforced toes. Size 46. The big dick. Wide at the shoulders and lean at the hips. Rugby cap. Fingerless gloves. And numerous scars. A little under 40. The emblem on his vest says Rowing Club. A little patch below it reads T. Hardy, Captain. In the far corner. Standard working boot. Steel reinforced toes. Size 44. 40-something. Non-alcoholic beverage in hand. You squint. Is that a plectrum on his neck?
I don't know what a plectrum
is. It's not
is.
important. Let's call this one the musician. Size 41. With the light step. Not a child, after all. An older man with a rat face. Mean, watery eyes, and 2 front teeth missing. In the middle, heaving and wheezing. Big guy. Boot size 46. Deep marks. Probably carried the victim over. He, alone, is 130 kilos. Add the man in armor, and you could easily exceed 220. In conclusion, these 7 are the actors on the crime scene. The footprints were theirs, but there's a discrepancy.
One of them is missing, the odd soul.
Exactly. You've stood there for about 4 seconds, not saying anything. Hit them with questions. Where's the 8th Hardy?
The fuck is with you, fella?
Alright, I found 8 sets of footprints, but there's only 7 of you. Where's the 8th Hardy boy?
What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy boy. There's 7 of us and we're all here. Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy boy? We ain't hiring.
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
This person Glenn wants to hire. He really respects her.
Oh, okay.
Shut the fuck up, Glenn! I do the talking here. Now what the fuck do you want, cop?
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy boy. It's a she, and you don't like us talking about her?
That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy Boys matter. Nothing to do with your shit. End.
He points at the lieutenant.
You're not cops here. Don't go digging around if you don't want a bullet in the back of your head. I'm watching you.
Good. We are all watching each other. Officer, your question.
There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks. This is already a victory. We'll learn more about this 8th Hardy
okay.
sooner or later.
Alright, so I'm gonna hold off for now until I have some more information I can hit them with. So yes, I will leave it for now. I'm coming back for you guys. Don't count this as a victory just yet. Alright, what can we do in the meantime? Let's take a look. Maybe also if I come back later, Evrart will have told them, like, hey, so... say what you can to the cops, like they're working for me, so, you know, don't be so... what's the word I'm thinking of? Like, don't be so tight-lipped about it. Plus, they basically have admitted to it. They don't seem to be too concerned about it. I guess in the meantime, I'm gonna go to the pawn shop. I've got some things I can pawn because I will need some money for tomorrow. And also ask about, because they said something about how, like, who was it? The girl who worked at the Whirling and Rag, she said that I may have pawned my gun. So, maybe. And I won't even have to worry about going through Evrart
You
for
see
that.
rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty. Try to find something pretty and cool here, then use it to win her back.
Win her back?
Yes. Buy something nice.
Can't afford it, though.
A figurine. This sounds off. You shouldn't trust this guy. Big men on big horses, clad in lamella armor and carrying flintlocks. The kind that would mow down a line of enemy soldiers in the blink of an eye.
Franco-Nigerian knights. I used to be very serious about these guys.
A long, long time ago. They're not all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats and caps, complemented by orange trousers. They are variously posed, wielding swords and rifles with bayonets.
Wait, this looks like René.
This is what the loyalists looked like, yes, at first. Then they wised up and got camouflage.
Which ones? Ah, those. Yes, they are. I find the paint job a bit gaudy, but children like the bright colours indiscriminately.
This set of soldiers isn't meant to look impressive. A few have rifles, but most of them carry pistols. Some even shovels and tall sticks.
You're probably talking about the revolutionaries, yes? Yes, they are soldiers, revolutionary soldiers. I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win.
It is impossible to win against the cohorts of capitalism, or capital, ask my friend Gart, whose bitch it made me.
Okay. I don't like either set too much, to be honest.
Alright, dig up a truly cool figurine in a box under the table.
Why?
Oh,
what's
alright.
this? A headless man riding a horse. A headless man wearing futuristic tracksuit trousers that say found.
Oh, that's the Headless Phone Rider. The Headless Phone Rider. It's an urban legend about a man who rides the streets of Revachol sporting a fawn tracksuit. As you see, he's missing his head.
He points at the decapitated figurine.
50 cents. Bargain price.
Alright, I think I can do...
the tiny cap too.
I think I can do it for
think
50
he's looking
cents.
for it, or something. That part of the story has many interpretations. Did I mention that this figurine is supposed to be lucky? Always carry it with you.
That was a very smooth salesman's grin that almost
Alright,
comes off as
AK, maybe hold on to it? Maybe somebody will appreciate that, though. I don't know. Let's see. I feel like I kind of rushed it before with this place, but there doesn't really seem to be much else to check, so we'll talk to the guy about this.
Hello again. How can I help you?
Oh yeah, that's right. I can ask about... That's right, because Kim said that the gun that was used was a very specific, or like a very unique gun.
I doubt it, but I can try and answer any questions you may have.
Alright, so know anything about the recent hanging?
I do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business. Bad for everyone.
The pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on the dancing colors.
By the way, do you happen to have any guns like the ones carried by officers of the Citizens Militia?
Someone else came here earlier today
Oh, wait,
asking
that's-
the same question.
That's me.
I promptly sold
Oh,
her
so they're
the
asking
gun
about
you
my
pawned
gun.
a couple days back.
Aw, shit. Oh, so someone's got my gun, and it's a girl.
This is a pawn shop, and it did feel as if you've met before. Oh god, the lieutenant shifts from one foot to another.
Oh, I shouldn't have asked this in front of Kim. No. Wait, I sold you my gun?
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the Revachol Citizens Militia. And I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts photon emissions. The unhealthy kind.
He's not telling you the whole story. It seems he's trying to spare.
No, I should know. Even if Kim's gonna be so disappointed in me, I feel like there's something you're not telling me.
You weren't quiet yourself, officer.
What was I like?
You were very distraught. You said the gun was a threat to your life and that you can't trust yourself with it tonight. And that you need the money. When I said that I don't normally buy firearms, you put the gun barrel in your mouth
Oh,
and
Jesus.
sort of sucked on it.
How much
Then
did I sell the gun
agreed to
for?
take it.
Happens to the best of us. I really should have killed myself. Maybe I still will one of these days. Oh my gosh. Well, I am the sorry cop, so I feel like I should apologize for that.
No apologies necessary, officer.
Was the buyer a policeman too?
She didn't seem like a policeman, although she kept referring to herself as a pig, which was odd. I found her interest in the gun a bit
I wonder if it's that girl who's
but I
over
was
by
just happy to get
Joyce.
rid of it. And of her.
The one who calls me a pig. And they did say that there was a girl who kind of is working with the union and they want to like see about getting her in. Oh shit, I wonder if that's the thing, if like she got the gun to be like, hey, can I be part of you guys now? It's like an initiation or something. So she knew that I pawned the gun.
Truth be told, she was terrifying.
And she was terrifying. Okay.
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm issued
Oh,
by
God.
the Citizens Militia, and now a
Yeah.
civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it?
Maybe.
Miraculously, his face does not reveal what's happening inside.
Alright, I don't like it either. What if she intends to commit a crime and blame it on the Citizens Militia? Oh god, that would be a way to just cause absolute chaos and even further like dissent and just distrust of the cops.
You're right that she could cast aspersions on the force. We have to find out.
Any idea where I can find this buyer?
My apologies, officer, but I have no idea where she was coming from or where she went.
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it right now. You'll just have to hope Evrart wasn't lying, and the Union can track her down in time.
Have people from Evrart Claire's union come here to track the gun?
Maybe. Shady-looking guys came in here yesterday, looking like they'd just taken off their Wild Pines overalls. They asked if I have a police weapon to sell. I told them I already sold it. They went their way. It was a trip, but you know, all sorts of people come here, asking for all sorts of things.
Maybe Claire really is tracking down your gun.
At least I now know how I lost my sidearm.
Of course.
Oh, right, sell.
Sure.
Let's sell some stuff.
Let me have a look.
Oh, I can sell my clothes. Okay, I'm not gonna sell the picture of the corpse. Okay, let's
Anything
check
else
here.
you're thinking of selling?
Don't sell the figurine, plus I'd be selling that at a loss. Oh, there's not as many things as I thought. What are the, like, there's some things that are highlighted in orange. I wonder what the difference is with those. Maybe I don't want to sell those.
I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment, and especially that tie. It swallows photons around it. I have no need for necrotic objects.
Your mother is a necrotic object! I'm fun! Look at me sparking in the light of the projector!
Another time, perhaps.
Alright, I'll hold off on selling stuff for now. Okay, well, I mean, we got a little bit more. Oh, maybe I'll go talk to that girl, if it is her. Oh, can I open this thing? No, it doesn't look like. Okay. Alright.
There. Working class drunk. You know what this means, right?
What? Case solved?
Cracked it. All in a good
Wait,
day's work.
what did I crack exactly?
What do you mean, what did I crack? Look at how working class that drunk is.
Oh, what? The woman at the bookstore is her husband?
Yes. And you found him.
Oh my gosh.
Now go and tell the working class woman. Protect and serve, recruit.
I don't think she's going to want to talk to me again. I did not make a very good impression.
Tell you her husband isn't missing though. But he is missing. You heard her. The worry in her voice. Do marriages make any sense? Does honor? You're not a filthy philosopher. You're an officer of law.
Okay, fine.
It's time to ace this case and not brood over your reputation.
All right, fine. Okay, fine. I'll go talk to her, even though this doesn't seem correct. Protect and serve, madam. I found your husband.
God damn it, I already told you. My husband isn't missing. And I specifically added that I didn't need to know where he was.
I found him nevertheless. I'm that good.
Very well then. Where is he?
There.
Excuse me? I don't follow.
There's something else hiding in her voice, though. A trace of
Found a working class drunk, and I thought he might be yours.
Right, 'cause working class women come with alcoholic husbands. You know what?
Remember, about that what? Never ever say what.
Something bad, I guess. I'm sorry. I say stupid things sometimes. I didn't mean to annoy.
You were right. I do have an alcoholic husband.
Oh.
Although not that one.
But you told me your husband's all right.
I did, and he is. He's also an alcoholic.
So he's missing as well?
No, he's not. Or maybe he is. I don't know. He's probably in the park or in Shamrock somewhere, drinking with his friends. I haven't seen him for... Well, to hell with him.
There. She's worried now.
All right, Cam, is it just me or do we have a missing persons case here?
I wouldn't be so sure. Ma'am, just to be completely clear, do you want to report it to the police?
Report what? He's just out drinking with his friends. I'm sure the police has better things to do than to chase down local goofballs.
They are not all they're cracked up to be, officer. Because people either show up on their own, or you never find them. I'd say there's nothing mysterious about incompleteness.
No, he does not want to take this case.
You're wrong there. Incompleteness is
I still want one. I want a missing persons case because clearly I don't have enough on my plate already.
All right, then. He has...
What kind of questions?
Oh my gosh. What does your husband look like?
Honestly, not that different from you.
Oh, so let me guess. He's disco.
Oh, thank God, no. It hasn't come down to this yet.
Why did you say that your husband resembles me, then?
Well, he's slightly chubby. What else? He was wearing a dark brown leather jacket with a bright blue inner lining. The lining is hand-sewn. It's his cool jacket. God knows it's too cold to run around in this.
But it's not disco.
He refuses to change. I even tried throwing it away once, but he just dug it out of the bin. Can you believe it? Well, what can you do? I hope that at least that extra line.
I say, that's filthy, I say, as I have wearing the jacket
cold.
that I also took out of the garbage.
She's thinking about him out in the cold, in some park, or on the coast. And it's making her more and more worried.
All right, when did you last see him?
Yesterday morning. He went to the library. He went to retrieve my book, and he promised he'd walk straight back home. Because we talked about this. We talked about not wandering off again. I don't know what to do. I honestly don't know what to do.
Well, at first I thought that this whole thing with this woman
makes me feel weak.
Was kind of a funny thing about talking about, you know, like me almost insulting her a little bit. Now it's turned into something deeper.
Gone for around 36 hours then. Damn, this is a missing persons case. She turns away from you in an attempt to recover.
So you are going to look for him?
She genuinely wants you to now. Don't make her ask.
Thank you. Please do. Even though I'm sure he will return home by himself. I'm still sure of that.
I'm sure he will too. When he does, would you let Precinct 57, Kim Kitsuragi, know?
I will. Of course, officer. As I said, it's probably nothing.
Alright, that's what I needed, surely, another case, but... okay, so let's go and talk to that girl. See if she's the one. I mean, it's not like she's going to admit that she possibly took my gun, and she's working with the Hardy Boys, but... see if she has anything else to say.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my
okay,
yarn?
so this is something. So you won't talk about the murder, but maybe you can tell us something about the murder victim's missing armor?
What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells?
Isn't armor art for the body?
Ugh, alright.
Hey,
Sad
there we go.
piggy. I'll give you this one. I saw a little girl in the fishing village running around with military-grade handwear. Looked cute as hell. If you haven't been there, the village is a shithole down the coast from the main plaza. Have a good time.
Oh wait, so we can't get there. Is that's blocked off right now? Can we go there?
No. That's all the snitching Cindy the Skull does for today. Actually, I don't even know why I told you what I just told you.
Because I'm irresistible.
I have a weakness for animals. It's the animal thing again. Damn it.
I just look so pathetic.
For police officers, miss. Thank you either way.
Nice. Okay. I don't think I can go past here, can I? It'd be nice if I could go up here, but it doesn't look like I can. Alright. Oops. Well, that's something. But unfortunately, not much we can do with that information right now. So maybe while we're in the area, maybe I'll do the damn thing at the bookstore. Wait a minute. Oh, there's a bag. I can take the bag, which means I can get the bottles, right? Do I have to equip it? Tools. I do have to equip it. All right. Sweet. There we go. I'm also taking care of forget about the case. I am recycling now. Can I go in here and get some bottles out of the garbage? Oh, I can too. This is fantastic. All right. Maybe I'll get an achievement for, like, cleaning up all the trash. Maybe I'll spare you guys the details of this. Maybe I'll,
The sight of bullet holes stirs something in you, making you forget the lieutenant's surname. The faded marks are too degraded to draw any forensic conclusions. Just chips in the sandstone. They look pretty ancient.
Where? There? Those are old. Yes, the one that happened half a century ago.
It's funny because literally René told me about this and it's just I've forgotten about it.
Warrant an investigation by officers of civil law. We should focus on present crimes.
Yeah, alright. So, like I was saying before, maybe I'll just do a quick thing where I'm just gonna get as many bottles as possible, turn them in, and get some money. Then I don't have to sell any of my stuff. And, yeah. Then I'll do the thing at the bookstore.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, your bottles clunk into the machine.
Oh, man.
And the money appears with a satisfying jingle. You're a richer man.
I don't know why I thought I would get more than that. I'm just 6 cents off from enough to get my hotel room for the next night. I shouldn't have bought that little figurine. That's okay. I've got time. I've got a day to make some more money. Alright, well, with that, we will finish up, I guess, maybe at the bookshop. I don't know how long this is going to take, but it feels like so much time has passed and I feel like I've done so little.
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now. What's in there? In that dark sarcophagus? Oh. What about...
Right.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtain. You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little Seminese wards, your shadow looming over it like an omen.
Oh!
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms.
Well, no point doing that if we could
locked.
just unlock the door with the key.
After exerting some force, you manage to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides slightly open, letting a draft of cold air into the room.
Kim, maybe you should go first.
Detective, you're the one in charge.
Oh, okay. Sand is dripping. Oh, okay, Kim wants to talk to me. What's up, Kim?
What is this place?
The lieutenant stares at the dusty training equipment. It's an adventure. It's the netherworld beyond the veil. It looks like a gym to me. I think this may be the Artematips Boxing Club for young athletes.
I think you're right. Though it looks like no one's been here in ages. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us. Don't forget to take
Hey,
it out.
alright, I could probably actually use that. Alright, let's do that.
Some specks of dust shimmer in a faint beam of daylight falling from the window. Other than that, the room is dark. An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
What if there's a reason why no one's been here for ages?
Yes, because it's closed. No need to look for supernatural explanations where a banal one will do. Now let's move on, shall we?
Why you gotta be such a buzzkill, Cam? I'm trying to make this fun.
A barbell lies on the floor. The color has worn off its weight plates. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. Lift them. There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard. Why does it feel so familiar?
Is this familiar because I'm a weightlifter?
No, it's not that. It's the stale smell of rubber, the squeaky sound of sneakers, your bruised knee against the mat, and a whistle. Then the feeling is gone.
So maybe not a weightlifter, but maybe I was a wrestler.
It's just a memory from another life, when you were young and fit.
Look, Kim, it's a trap. There are no collars on the barbell.
You're right. The weights may fall off. Better not touch it then.
Actually, I don't really care about safety hazards.
No one does, until they get smashed under the barbell.
YOLO, gonna do it anyway. Yeah, that bad went about the way I expected. And then I just die. Look at my cool outfit, though, with the glasses, the gardening gloves, the hat.
You manage to hoist it off the ground, but the barbell feels wobbly and dangerous. Your hands slick with sweat. Turns out you're no beast, just an old man.
I wonder if I had lifted it, if maybe I would have got a thing, like maybe an achievement where it's like, Kim looks at you with just the utmost respect.
See? This place is cursed.
Fuck you, you stupid barbell.
Weightlifting was never my
damaged morale. No, that was real dumb of me to do.
At the station gym, I mean. I prefer running. It clears your head.
Alright, well that didn't go so well. Let's hope the rest of our investigation goes a little bit better. The hallway's blocked by old window panes and debris. This place is a little freaky. Whenever a game gives me a flashlight, I'm totally expecting something to jump out at me. Oh god, there's mannequins. And then also in a video game, whenever there's mannequins, I expect those mannequins to move, because that almost always happens, where it's like they just turn their head towards you or something. Oh, I hate this. This is awful. Money is not awful, though. I'll take that. For my suffering. Hey, thank you. Okay, have I I been in here yet? I don't think so. What the heck? Oh shit, 50! Production schedule filament memory. Oh hell yeah, I'll take that. What is that though? Let me see. The cube-like crisscross of filaments feels oddly fragile in your hand. Its intricate structure covered in dust. Silver tape on the side reads production schedule note. This filament contains information that can be used, or that can be read using a radio computer. Okay. Cool.
Looks like someone tried to reconceptualize their business here. Look, the skis and rotor blades both bear the same slipstream logo. It seems likely that they started out making one, failed to turn a profit, and then pivoted to producing the other.
Okay, but the question is, which did they start with and which did they pivot to? What a strange leap of imagination, yet they still failed. How sad. It's just speculation. We don't know anything for sure.
That's a good question. Reality is ruthless.
This music also got, like, creepy now. I don't like this. Is this Emma's atelier? I don't know what that is.
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes, like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board. These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins, casting, wax-based magic, translucent welkins, with organs shining under their skin, and even ether welkins, hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. Who are all those creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind? One of the welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however. It's Vara Hamira, a high welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-welkin races will be purged. The Haldor, the Twarg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with welkin, green welkin, dread welkin, and the high welkin to rule them all.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little welkin creatures.
Why would anyone spend so much time on this? Whisper, one of them is a welkin supremacist.
Political commentary. That one has a great beard too. Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game.
Oh shit, is this like some, like, fourth wall breaking, like meta commentary?
This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real. Just look at those details. So much effort.
And for what? The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, Morell dvorg, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog or morphine, a much-needed respite from our own world. A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death scenario, a desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Morell becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe." This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money. It looks a bit like an academic calendar, only much more brutal. Minimi stands for a mini-meeting. It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called RUN. Station 41 tried to implement it a few years ago, but failed. As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region.
Looks like they didn't make it.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details." The handwriting is only partly legible.
Oh, I have that, don't I?
You can still make out
Tune
3
thing?
slogans: Call in, Tune out, Wirral Untethered, and Heat Death of the Universe. The full text reads, "Heat Death of the Universe is the new black." Another note says, "The biggest advancement in role-playing systems since the 30s.
That was basically like a role-playing game that just didn't end up happening.
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker, the mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. The whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles. Very pedantic.
Hold on, how do I know what Kadran mosaic tiles are supposed to look like?
History classes, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Those aquarelle blue tiles looked beautiful in the sun. Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic, unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced.
The anatomy of the curse.
You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled The Game Master.
Oh yeah, this definitely feels like some sort of fourth wall thing, where it's like, if it's a game, then who's playing, and who's the game master?
Someone very important, the leader of a massive on-air game built by these people. A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through the Game Master's frequency. Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. A list of names under the stations suggests people across 6 Isolas would be playing. Muindi, Insulinda, Kotla, Grad, Samara, and even Ilmara. All of this is gone, left unrealized. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became. The schedule. I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages. This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer.
The radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside.
You think I should turn it on?
We have one of these down at the station, but I never really learned how to use it.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open. It's empty like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling, disconnected. The filament you have would fit perfectly.
Ah, that's okay. Oh, but it's worth 50 real. If I put it in there, can I take it back out and sell it?
Like a smooth draw, the
All right,
filament slides into
it's
place.
already happened.
On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking. A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. Have you stirred the ghost of the doomed commercial area from its rest? Could this be its dismembered heart beginning to flutter? The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule? The filament you have inserted into the reader? Yes. Is good.
Oh no, password. Uh-oh.
Password? Of course it would have a password. That's why there's a human
Damn it, maybe I should have explored a little bit more.
You should ask her for a hint.
I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder for stress accident. Without filing a warrant with Lintel, I cannot give you access to this filament.
I'm afraid we are not doing that, unless we want to wait for a month.
Now, can you please repeat the password? No.
A hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations.
Received. I will register this login.
No, so I can't even get into it, and can I take it back out again?
Don't worry. Passwords
That's
are a way
true.
of turning up sooner or later.
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today? Thank you, and goodbye.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the
What
framework.
happened if I
Nothing
play
happens.
print? Nothing. Okay. All right. We gotta find, because that's very important. Oh, Kim wants to talk. What's up, Kim?
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace?
All right. Someone tried to exercise the curse using technology. It looks like an undercover counterintelligence program. Let's try
No,
that.
that's not it. I think it looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers.
Utter madness, he thinks, as a compliment.
No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard. Indeed, those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the WeWorld board game, with hit death thrown in.
Super cool. Someone should give them millions of real immediately. This game is too good to be left unfinished.
Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but
The world is cold and lonely. This would keep it company. Let's finish it. Okay. Do you have any money? Let's give them more money so they can finish it and make it even bigger. Let's go with, let's finish
it's
it.
too late for that, I'm afraid. Okay, let's keep moving.
Damn it. Alright, I'm coming back for you. There's gotta be something here that could give me a clue to the password. Oh, I'll take that. Thank you. Whoa. Okay, what is this thing?
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost, and the bear's eyes are glowing red. The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy?
What is this thing? It looks like a giant ice
The
bear.
lieutenant doesn't answer. His eyes are glued to the animal. A sharp slice of light shines out from its mysterious belly door. A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Of course, just a giant ice bear-shaped fridge. Let's take a look inside.
The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge. You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door. A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge. The paper still smells of
Oh,
vanilla and
okay. Breakthrough imminent.
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge. I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
The fridge buzzes with energy.
So nobody thought
The
to
electricity bill on this thing
turn
must
off
be
the electricity here for like a business that's not even operational anymore? So someone's paying the electricity bill here.
Jamais vu.
Alright.
Derealization. Jamais vu. The opposite of déjà vu. Not already seen, but never seen. Everything that should be familiar appears strange and new, like some half-forgotten day in your childhood. Only now. That's the feeling you've been having. And for who knows how long. You should go and ask Joyce Messier about this.
Okay.
What world are we in? This is a fundamental question.
All right, I'll go back to her at some point. +1 XP for every orb clicked. All intellect learning caps raised by 1. All right, cool. This place is creepy as hell. Two rusty rifles are hidden above the piping. They look inoperable. Ooh, okay.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. Must be an old weapons cache.
Look, there's a hole in the wall.
There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a look?
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs. Rummaging around, you find rusty rifles hidden away.
Are these any good?
Most of them are rusty and inoperable.
It'd be great if one of those was the gun used for the murder.
With a fine wood stock, in better cosmetic order than the others. Take it. You're a police officer.
Okay.
Police officers carry
I mean,
guns.
yeah, I do need a gun.
That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way.
Could the murder weapon we're looking for be similar?
It's the same type of weapon, yes.
Okay, nice.
Breech loader. An interesting coincidence that we should find something so similar. But I'm afraid our search
It'd be
for
great
the real
if I
murder
could
weapon must continue.
successfully take a look at that bullet. I'll have to try that again. What does this mean? A rifle
It
here?
means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say.
Nice.
Might come in useful in the future.
He likes this find.
It's a good thing I... See, once again, something like looking up some sort of curse in this random bookshop has led us to something that could actually come in handy for the investigation. So even the most random side mission can be useful for this, which is nice.
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
Let's unplug both of them.
An electric sizzle. Something close to you dies with a soft electric purr.
Why did you do that?
It's black. It's not like it's the red one because it's black, the color of immeasurable cosmos. I don't know why I unplugged it. I do things without any reason. That's pretty much 60% of my playthrough of this. I just do things because it gives me the option to do it. I don't know.
The lieutenant raises his brows.
Alright, fine.
Somewhere.
There we go. Once again, such a killjoy, Kim. Oh, insane mesh tank top. What? Okay. What's this? Where did you even get that? No, really, who put it in that drawer? No further comments. Wear it at your own risk. +1 drama, clinically insane? Ooh. What's that look like? Oh, it's underneath. So that's gonna replace my white tank top, which is +1 physical instrument, or my white satin shirt. We'll stick with that for now. Oh, okay. Well, alright, can I just go back in this way? Excellent. Okay, nice. So I've got an easy way to get in here if I need to. Great. Okay, that's something. There's more to check out over here.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black. Looks like this furnace has a face, and it's a face of agony.
Kim, what is this thing? Is it a furnace?
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney.
He opens the door and gingerly peeks inside.
No one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire. Only dead rats.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other. Near the smoke chamber, upstairs, the echo is so prominent, it's impossible to discern what the voices are saying or what's producing them.
What are you doing?
The lieutenant asks when he sees you climb halfway inside the furnace. I'm not sure, Kim, but I think I can hear someone talking upstairs.
Wait, really? We should investigate. See if someone's upstairs.
Oh, it's only... Oh, physical instrument. Okay. The voices I heard, maybe it's the malignant entity. Plaisant said it lives in the chimney. Kick it with your foot?
Hollow ring.
Oh, God damn it, of course. Of course that would hurt me.
Hurts.
Oh my gosh. Everything hurts me. Oh boy, oh boy. Fine, I'll heal myself. That was dumb. Okay.
You feel something in your chest.
Oh no.
An unnatural
Oh no.
pressure. It's spreading to your left
Oh
arm.
gosh, don't tell me this is gonna kill me. Oh god, I'm guessing this is bad.
Very, very
What?
bad. This is
the end. No! Bro, kicking a furnace?
All you feel
Oh
is pain
no.
and weakness. You have to surrender.
Oh my gosh,
We all
no.
do. It gets so dark. You
Ugh.
don't even see her face. Like you always
Is this
thought
my
you
first
would.
actual death?
You only see pain and fear. Cop suffers
Oh my
final
god!
heart attack. A detective lieutenant of the RCM passed away yesterday.
Oh my
His
god.
death, though abrupt, did not come as a surprise to those who knew him. He
Oh,
was the
man.
heaviest drinker I'd ever met. Captain Ptolemy Price.
How far
the
back
deceased
do I have to
superior
go?
officer, commented, "That ain't easy on the ticker." He loved his liquor, sure, said Detective Chester McLean, friend and colleague.
What an
I think before he
embarrassing
ever had a heart attack,
lie.
his heart was broken. According to an official statement given by the RCM, the officer was on the brink.
Was
of
I on the
solving
brink
a
of it?
murder
I
case.
was so close to solving it. Poor Kim just had to watch that happen. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, I'm back here.
Okay.
All
What
right.
do you think is going on?
I'm gonna
with
just
that
skip ahead
computer?
to where I last left off. All right.
A thick layer
So
of
let's
coal
do this
dust
again.
covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
I did save beforehand just in case I die again, so at least I don't have to go all the way back and do all that again. And also I realized I wasn't wearing my shirt, which gives me +1 physical instrument, so maybe that'll help me
Looks
out.
like this furnace.
Looks like it. No one has used it in a...
It's dark and the echo.
What are you doing? Wait, really? We should investigate.
I also
See if
didn't check
someone's
this thing. Smear your hands with
A
coal.
lush layer of coal now covers your skin, sinking into the wrinkles. Your hands look ancient. You feel the spirit of Ramut Karzai, ancient hero of Grad, pulsing through you.
Oh my
All
gosh.
that's left is to cover your face in
Hadra
water.
Mutz Karzai, smear your cheeks black with coal. Let's not express ourselves. Let's just wipe our hands clean on our pants. Let's do
Yes. How grown up. The furnace agrees. The lieutenant seems relieved as well.
that. Okay, 72%. That's much better. Much better. Why is it so much higher this time? Is it just from, I guess, is it just from wearing that shirt that has the physical instrument? Damn. All right, well, let's give it a go.
Something.
Nice, there we go.
breaks
I
loose.
didn't die this time.
A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then,
You hear a woman's voice.
you've awakened the entity.
Yeah, this is the police. Who's there?
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
You hear a low rumble upstairs. The sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
After you, officer.
All right, we're not gonna kick that thing. We're gonna go back where we came from. Okay, go, go. I have to find this curtain. Oh, geez, I didn't even see these. Ah, all right. Oop. What's this? Postcard, okay. Oh, whoa, okay. The tray is full of dice, colorful polyhedral dice, hundreds of them. The candy dispenser has been repurposed to contain thousands of dice.
Hello, I'm Nia.
Novelty dice maker. A bird-like woman sits on a throne of tools with emerald light shining through her hair.
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Melius. So what kind of die are you looking for?
Could this be the malicious entity? Perhaps it's wise to go along with this masquerade for now. She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should
Ah,
interrogate her
okay.
about the lynching.
Hold on, what do you mean by milieu?
Yes, a milieu is like a call-in station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these. Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking.
You must have confused me with someone else. I haven't knocked on your window.
Then how did you get inside? By the south entrance? You know what? It doesn't even matter. What matters is that you're finally here. Let's talk dice. Did you have something specific in mind?
Why are you asking me about dice?
I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
As she speaks, her bone-like fingers fiddle with a ring. Her bones light, but her hands strong. Role-playing games? You know the one made by Fortress Accident. Does that count?
Sure. I like, yeah?
Very good.
Okay.
My rate is 10 real per set.
Ooh.
Unless you want
that's-
something really unusual.
That's, a little
Take a
pricey
look
for
around
me.
and see if there's any particular stone you want to use.
I really regret putting that thing into the compartment. That thing was worth that little, what was it called? The cube thing was worth so much money.
It almost looks as if the stones and dice are a natural part of the room, growing out of the shells like stalagmites. This person means you, or no one else, absolutely no harm. She will answer freely and honestly.
Hey, how did you become a dice maker?
How did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there.
Do you like role-playing games?
Not especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. And role players as customers?
This really feels like this
They're
is
nice
something
people.
for like the players, like for us. Like this is a little, I don't know.
Some of those nice people have big bucks.
Because this isn't a dice game, but it is kind of like a game of chance, and I don't know, it feels like a little nod towards the players.
She's thankful for the security they provide her.
What do you know about the man who was lynched behind the whirling in rags?
Nothing really. I didn't know him.
Who cares about the dead body? We might be dealing with a malignant entity here. The lieutenant looks at his notebook, then the woman under the large window.
Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening?
I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window.
What do you mean by the daily ruckus?
Well, there's always something going on in the whirling's backyard.
She stops to try and come up with an example.
During daytime, there are usually those kids. And lately, I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike. But I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid.
And you never took your eyes off the work to look out the window?
I might have, but in this case, all I would have seen is my own reflection staring back from the darkness.
It's light here, but dark in the yard at night.
It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, I rarely get up to look out the window when I'm in the zone. It's an odd profession, making dice for people, but I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at home.
She nods.
Anything else, officer?
I'd like to order a die from you.
Tell me what you have in mind.
Oh, do you have cursed dice? Tell me about your most extraordinary die. I'm sorry, I don't actually know what die I want. Just a normal die for me. Very regular. I'm looking for something to help with my work. Actually, I need more time. Do you have cursed dice?
What do you mean by cursed?
As cursed as my life.
All right. How about I surprise you? Come back in 8 hours.
Oh, it's only 7 real.
And I'll give you your cursed
I wonder
die.
if will the die actually, like, help me out if I have them?
Maybe you have some other ideas for dice? Ah, yes. Fortress Accident. It's too bad they never finished their game. The Wiro Untethered die is a variation of a standard role-playing die. Only, instead of plants, it uses motives of ice and death. And loss, of course.
Ice, death, loss. Sounds like you.
I'm thinking something made from alligator jawbone, cast in black resin. The reptile bone is as white as ice and dead as, well, death. For 7 real, I could have it ready in 8 hours. Maybe you have some other ideas for
I don't know.
dye?
Can you guys let me know, is getting a dye from her, is that worth it? That seems like a decent amount of money. I feel like maybe this might be helpful in some way. It could just be nothing. It could just be dye.
A star that fell from the firmament? Those cost more than 7 real. Are you sure?
I'm a star and a superstar, and superstars don't care about money.
Yes, you definitely have the proper attitude. How about a pair of 100
What if I couldn't afford to get
made of ivory
a room because I
inlaid
spent
with
it all on
lodestone,
dye? Oh
a
my
naturally
goodness.
occurring magnet to complement your magnetic personality?
Pieces of lodestone were used as the first magnetic compasses, from which they derived their other name, coarse stones. That's a stone for leaders.
10 real, and I can get these ready in 8 hours.
Oh, that's really extraordinary. Is only 3 real more than... Okay. I'll think
you
about
have
it.
No need to rush. Take a look around.
Where are we? What is this place?
We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know.
She looks at the ruddy bricks that make up the walls. Even though they've been repainted, there are still signs of coal black soot here and there.
But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus.
Plaisance was right. There's an entity living in the chimney. You should ask her about the curse.
Creative.
Alright, I've heard this place is cursed. Did you know that people call it a doomed commercial area?
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true.
How do you explain what happened to all the companies?
It's just capitalism. We only hear about tales of success, so it's often surprising to realize how many ventures actually fail.
Plaisance is the one who sent me. She's convinced the place is swarming with malicious energy.
Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energy spared her somehow?
Alright, actually the bookstore isn't doing that well. There are hardly any customers, and she has to exploit her daughter to keep the company going.
Oh, right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex.
Alright, hold on. The whirling is part of the doomed commercial area?
You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the east of the Commerce Central project.
Okay, it's still a separate building. The malicious energies can't reach there.
And then there is me.
Besides, looking at her messy work table, all kinds of tools lie there, scattered from knives to carving files to wire cutters.
I've been here for 14 years.
Wow.
Selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it?
Let's say Plaisance thinks it's because you are the source.
Malignant entity? What does that even mean? Some kind of sorceress? What about you, officer? Do you think I'm the malignant entity?
Time has come to face the source. Fear not, for the forces of the universe are supporting you in this cycle.
I still think it might be you that's causing this. Narrow your eyes very mysteriously, I will say. I'm starting to see there is no curse, only business decisions and natural market fluctuations.
Exactly. Truth is always so disappointingly
That's
mundane
what Kim
and
says,
boring.
too.
But I'm glad we got this sorted out. Anything else I can help you with today?
Plaisance is not going to like what you have to tell her.
Alright, do you know what happened to the other tenants? Everyone else is
More
gone.
or less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
Oh, quite a lot
Oh
of them
gosh,
spring
there's
to
a
mind.
lot here. Oh god, okay. I'm not gonna ask all of these because like the time's already going so quickly, but let's say the machine.
Fortress Accident, the radio game studio.
She closes her eyes as some remnant. Oh, maybe she might know the password.
She liked them.
They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once, I even saw 2 of them get into fisticuffs over Weasel. They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal with their schedules. The usual, they ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time.
What went wrong?
Well, I did hear them talking at times.
She looks at the hallway as if she can still hear them chit-chat behind her curtains on a cigarette break.
They seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest.
I'll say, from what I've seen so far, the project did look quite impressive.
Yes, but when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep out new businesses and so on. In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic and to show up to work on time.
That's probably what happens with a lot of, like, game devs, right? Just a money issue. You might have the best idea in the world, but if you don't have the money for it, it's not much you can do.
She's right. Showing up to work on time is important.
Still, not everyone is going to make it. That's the nature of the game.
The result is 1 on a 20-sided die. The dice is black and filled with little silvery flakes, like snowfall.
Anything else?
Yeah, let's, I'm gonna leave it for now.
Clarify things
Okay,
a bit.
this is probably not gonna
What
work.
else?
Oh, we'll leave, but I do have something for the shivers. I think. Hey, there we go. So let's put this on. It's unlikely. It's probably not going to help that much,
it's you
but
again. Are you looking for a die?
we went from 3% to 8%, but we'll give it a try.
You feel nothing. If anything, it's
Oh god,
uncomfortably
start
warm.
taking off your clothes. You need to connect. Oh god, no, we're gonna not do
Has
that.
begun to idly clean one of her carving tools with a dirty kerchief.
Okay, well with that,
As you turn, a
Oh, what's
bright
this?
light catches your eye, making you squint.
where's it coming
From
from?
a distant sunset, a stage light, flash photography, nowhere in particular.
Oh no, is it because I
It's
asked
just
for
what
those die?
Superstar law officers do. They squint at lights.
Yeah,
and
let's
they
do that.
solve shit.
Yeah, that's me. I've been establishing my superstardom hard lately.
Yeah, you have. You're a big dick cop. Dick Mullen. Salam Rocky Bayi. Badass on the
Oh my
edge
gosh, are we
disco
gonna get a new
Time to recede into a ludicrous fantasy.
a new thought?
Here we go. Camera. Lights.
Action.
With a sudden flash.
Yeah,
the
some
world
kind of
freezes
superstar. All right, let's check
and
that
you
out.
along with it. In an iconic monochrome solution, a black silhouette against a rasterized orange world. It's on.
Let's check out this thought. I love this one. All right, first, let's make this absolutely clear. No one is saying you're an actual superstar, and the groupies and cocaine riddled with hepatitis C strikes a lionesque pose with a mic kind of way. You're no Guillaume de Million or Davy Dewis, no. You're a metaphorical superstar. You bring that rock and roll authenticity and passion to a line of work where people don't expect or want to see it, where some would say it doesn't belong. Law enforcement. Yeah, let's open up a new, let's unlock that. Let's go. I want this. Let's internalize it. That is gonna take, oh, it's only gonna take an hour. Okay. I love that one. I'm very excited for it. Okay, so with that, let's talk to Plaisance. And I guess we can wrap up that one at least. It's pretty crazy of like all the things I've done so far in this level or like this episode, that this random side quest is the one I've kind of put the most effort into, or like, you know, actually possibly finished it. Well, that feels good. It feels good to actually possibly finish a quest.
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now. What's in there? In that dark sarcophagus? Yes, yes?
All right, what can we
was it?
do? It was a Charnel house of failed business enterprises, leeching life energy from the bookstore. Honestly, a dump, nothing to see, just heaps of garbage. Someone should let the sunshine in. Let's go with the first
I
one.
knew it. Oh, such horrors that have been thrust upon us. But what else did you find? Did anything survive? No, of course not. Have you located the entity?
I talked to the entity you told me about. Her name is Nia, and she's a novelty dice maker.
Novelty dice maker? Well, spit it out. Why does she need the dice? For some kind of sorcery? Sometimes
Okay.
they use the ankle bones of sheep.
So I could just like be honest with her, but I'm gonna like feed into it. I'll say I felt her aura. She's not the one to blame for the
I
curse.
don't understand. If it's not her, then where is the source of the doom? How did she explain the curse?
Just don't say you don't have any answer yet. The uncertainty is killing her. To hell with it.
gosh,
The
there's a lot
chance you
here.
want to just lie, sire.
Ooh, okay. She says there's no curse because there's too many inconsistencies. She says it's just capitalism. Bankruptcy is a quirk of our economic system. The source is in the taxidermist shop. He became involved in arts darker than taxidermy and brought the void spirits down upon the place. Honestly, I haven't found an answer yet. Okay, I don't want to do that one. There's another entity more malignant pulling the strings in Martinez, perhaps in my travels. All right, let's go with the taxidermist shop because I don't want Nia to, like, get kicked out. Let's go with that.
Oh, how horrid! I knew something wasn't right about that place. Tell me, did you find a way to break the curse?
I despooked it. The curse is definitely gone. Let's say I performed the ancient Seminese dispelling rites. The commercial area is doomed no more.
Of course. I trust my Seminese wards and charms kept you safe while you perform the ancient rites.
She looks at you with sudden admiration.
All that matters is that the energies are retreating. I can already feel the curse lifting. It will be a long time until we're fully free of it, of course, but still...
Are you gonna give me something for this? Maybe, can I have one of those board games? Can I have some books? Something?
Truly.
Yay! I'll take 70 plus experience. I'll take that.
And that's no small achievement.
She so badly wants this to be over. She would have believed anything. It will only last a day or two, a week tops. Then her mood will sour and she will feel the curse again.
All right then. All's well that ends well.
And that's that. So,
Hello
like,
again, esteemed officer, and welcome to crime, romance.
at least she's giving me a little bit more respect now.
Okay, but please, only a few questions.
The woman.
All right, we'll leave it. Let's go talk to the what's her name, the daughter.
Hi, Ace Detective.
Annette.
Are you here for more books?
Not giving me... Okay. Alright, well this was a little bit of a longer episode than I was expecting. Hopefully you guys are okay with an extra long episode today. It feels like other than finishing this quest, like, it feels like I didn't do much, even though I've been playing for so long, but we're getting baby steps. We're baby steps towards what we need to do. You know, we found a lot of information. There's this girl, this mysterious girl who apparently bought my gun at the pawn shop and is possibly working with the Hardy boys. We talked to Joyce, so we're kind of working with her now. I gotta try and find my badge, where the heck that is. Gotta find my gun. The guy at the apartments, I gotta at some point talk to him. There's so much to do. There's so much to do still. Oh my gosh, it's so, like, it's almost 4 o'clock in the day. So we'll definitely finish up day 2 in the next episode. That's gonna happen. And then with that, we'll be able to access the other side of the harbor and be able to check out all that stuff as well. So that is going to do it for me, guys. Hope you enjoyed this extra long episode. Thank you so much if you made it through to the end. And stay tuned next week for part 5 of Disco Elysium. Until then, bye. Special shoutouts to my top tier patrons: Revealing Storm, Lindsay VA, Lunar, Kenju Storm, and Icognito.